but I will never, ever, ever have a book launch day of my second book. I'll never have this day back. We'll never have these days back. So I told myself out loud, take your time today and take everything in. Don't skip today.
Let me check the schedule. What time you guys going tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I don't know. You have to ask Melanie.
Sure, no worries. Yeah. I saw you did the mini chat thing. Is that something you implemented
yeah,
recently?
I just did that on Thursday or Friday.
Good.
I just started that. I like doing things like that organically because I'm an entrepreneur. So I like to, people see me as an investor usually first, but I am a nerd, and I really do look at these things all week. I'm studying things, I'm looking at YouTube, I'm thinking of ways to kind of, I'm discovering things.
That's good.
And when I do that, then I can implement it, and then I can share it with other people. And that's where I feel like that's that scale I can do. So I can immediately turn it around. But yeah, I did mini chat, it's been great. I'm overdoing it for sure because it's so exciting to me, but I'm getting the rhythm of it. I love looking at the data on it and just having that. And it's definitely one of those things that's a flywheel, because the more people see the posts today, tomorrow, a month from now, a year from now, the more they will take the action, they'll comment. So mini chats we're talking about, they'll comment, they'll take the action, and depending on what the campaign is, it could still be going. So it could be something that I post now gets seen in 3 months and gets picked up by somebody and they check it out. Like, I like it for things that are like a buy now button, but I really like it for things like the YouTube video that we just posted. So if you haven't seen the Monica video that we did on YouTube, VIP Day, we're gonna have more of those, but people can discover that over and over again, which I think is really cool. We are going to an interview with a British interviewer named Calum, we'll see. And he reached out a few weeks ago, and I'm really excited about it. He has really interesting interviews with people on the come up, and I love that about it. And I'll tell you what I really loved about his channel. I studied his channel because before I say yes to any interview, I will study the channel of somebody's or the podcast. And I think for 10 months, he's been working on his YouTube channel. For the first 7 or 8 months of that, he would get anywhere from 100 to 400 views per video. But he had the same standard each time. And he never slowed down, it was always consistent. And he always treated it like 1 million people were watching. And then just a few weeks ago, he had his breakout video that got more than 500,000 views. And so, and it's the exact same thing he was doing before, it's just it had a breakout moment. So I really like that. So I wasn't impressed by the 500,000, I was impressed by the 500 views. And he kept going. Okay, New York. I'm always in the headspace that the company that is led by someone who is underestimated, that will be the next $1 billion company or the next $1 million company, but I'm getting there on the ground floor, I'm one step away from that person. So I'm always open to the idea of hearing and learning. I will say, when I'm working, like if I'm at a speaking event or a networking event or just hanging out, and people pepper me with pitches, that's a lot of P. When they do, Peter Piper, when people are always like, coming to me, and the first thing they say to me is, "This is my company," I kind of space out a little bit, if I'm being honest, because I get pitched so often, so many places. It's better. The better way to get my attention is meet me as a person, like talk to me, like one-on-one, just talk to me. If you have 10 seconds with me, if you have 2 hours, just talk to me. And then let my curiosity lead the way. Now, I don't know what I don't know, so I don't necessarily know that you have a company if you don't let me know, but you can kind of, I like when people are like, hey, I'm Sylvia, and I have a company that helps with pet care for African American dog owners. And then they stop, and then they talk to you. Hello. Hi. How you doing? It's good to see you.
How you doing?
Good. Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Hi. Arlan.
I'm David.
How you guys
Nice to
doing?
see you. Great.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm messing up the vlog.
Oh, you're not. No, it's all good. It's all good. Okay. Oh, these chairs are quite snug.
It's nice, isn't it?
I don't know if that's the word.
Not too snug.
It's not. It's not meant for. Can I?
You want that one?
Do they look? Oh no, it doesn't look the same. Thank you. This is for more of a Norwegian. But
Better?
yeah, it's much better. Thank you. So if y'all get a little bit, and then you can. I think there are 3 seats here.
Yeah. You can sit here or also outside, whichever one.
Yeah.
I will warn you that it could be a little warm eventually.
Okay. Is this door closed?
Yeah, we'll close it.
Okay.
to the side.
How about we do that? And is there an opportunity to stop in midway through, or is it? Just tell us.
I'd rather know the Wall Street Journal office.
Yes.
Is that like an interview?
Yes.
Nice.
Then we're going to ABC News live.
You've done television a few times there, right?
Mm-hmm. When you have a really well-researched interviewer,
Yeah.
it means the difference. It makes the difference.
Yeah.
And you can tell for sure.
Yeah.
You know who's really good, by the way? Barbara Corcoran. She's from Shark Tank.
Yeah. I really want to get her.
I don't know if she has a podcast, but she interviewed me for something we did for bookclub.com,
Okay.
which I've invested in, and she was someone who was on it, so we were both featured.
Yeah.
So she interviewed me, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I really love her.
Yeah, she is.
She was
Yeah.
so prepared. I think she needs to have her own show.
Yeah.
So you'd like to have
She has
her?
the personality. She has the
Yeah.
personality. I would
Yeah.
love to have her on.
Oh, that's amazing. Once my episode comes out, send me a list of anybody you want on.
Okay.
And if I'll look at to see who I know, and then I'll send my episode and tell me she.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
Okay,
That'd be
cool.
awesome.
All right, hit me up on email.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And it was great to meet all of you guys as well.
Thank you. Thanks.
Have a good one. And good luck with
Awesome.
the rest of the book launch.
Do we know how far away the next place is, Sunny? We can see the traffic. Okay, because we're kind of early for it. Yeah, I just interviewed with Callum Johnson. He reached out to me a few weeks ago, and I really liked his stuff. And that was great. It was a really well-researched interview. And it reminded me a little bit of Stephen Bartlett, because they're both British. And I think that Stephen is a big influence on him, and I think admittedly so. I think he's only 24 or 25, really young guy, has a lot ahead of him. I told him I think that within a year he'll be speaking across stages across the world. I think if he can have that quality of an interview each and every time, you're gonna, like me talking about him as if you don't know him is gonna be in the rear view, because he definitely has a lot going for him. I wonder if there's a Barnes & Noble anywhere around here, because the book should be in the Barnes & Noble. What time does it say, Sunny, that we'll arrive?
2:48.
Okay, do you know a Barnes & Noble? They said there was one on 5th Ave, but I don't know where that is.
Right.
Can you go to Barnes & Noble next instead?
Yeah.
You know that one?
I'll find it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Yay! Yeah. Yeah, I would love to. Yeah.
Yeah, what is it? We do have the information desk.
Over there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll follow you.
Sorry.
You're fine. Thank you. One whole copy. One whole copy, you guys. I'm gonna have one person get the 5th Avenue copy of Barnes & Noble. If you're enjoying this episode, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button now. Yeah, sure. Yeah. It's a long signature because I'm giving away a ticket to Your First Million Live inside the signature. So whoever comes to the 5th Avenue Barnes & Noble in New York and picks this up, you have a free ticket on me to Your First Million Live. And y'all should order more. That's so great. Yeah, that's great. Signed edition. Yeah, signed edition. Thank you so much. Do you want to put it back?
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. Cool. No, I think we found it. Yeah. Thanks. That's good. Well worth the trip. Thank you. You too.
For me, the biggest thing is, creating 1,000 new millionaires instead of the next lone billionaire. And so I feel like mentioning the event and mentioning just like talking about the catalyzing people in that way is so huge. And so I wanted to make sure.
Okay. We have a little bit of time, about 20 or so minutes. It should only be about 15 minutes to get there by car, if your car is already here. I believe we're due for 4:45.
Let's do it. Let's try to make it work. Aww. So someone I don't know just wrote to me and said, "I'm so proud of you. I have tears of joy and happiness for 2024 for you. You work hard and you are a light to entrepreneurs all over the world. I plan to attend San Francisco. If you have volunteer opportunities for your April event, I would love to volunteer. Just know that 2024 will be the best year yet. Thank you for doing everything you do for others." It's beautiful. It's wonderful. This happens every day, all the time. How can we not love that? I met her once, I want to say 4 years ago.
Yeah. In Chicago. Oh, nice. Was she covering like the story or something?
She was moderating a panel that I was on for a journalist, a black journalist, some sort of event.
Amazing. So you have a little reunion today.
Yeah, I don't know if she remembers me, but I certainly.
She may. She's pretty good. Memory.
You want to do lashes?
No. Thank you. All right, I'm getting ready to go film for ABC News Live Prime, or ABC News Prime Live. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. You all unfortunately can't come with me, but I'll let you know how it goes.
Great.
And if you're ready, you can follow me.
Okay.
In studio, welcome and happy launch day.
Thank you so much.
So you have such an inspiring story. As we were talking about, we met a few years ago, and I remember you talking about struggles with poverty, with homelessness at one point. Now you're a venture capitalist, super successful many times over. Why did you decide that you wanted to pay it forward and show other people you can do this too?
Thanks for having me here. I wanted to write the book that I wish was written when I was starting out. And I'm continuously learning, and I'm in rooms that a lot of people are not in, and from a perspective that is unique. And so every time I'm in those rooms, I'm taking notes to bring back to other people. If you're enjoying this episode, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button now.
My name is Iralma, CPA based in New York, and I'm looking forward to going to one of the conferences in the future and walking across that stage. Thank you for reminding us that we can do this and that it is the damn time to get this thing done and to make that impact. I like what you mentioned about the billion, how making more millionaires instead of just one person really adds more to the impact.
Hey Arlan, I'm so happy to be here for your launch day for your book, Your First Million. I'm Marsha, founder of Personal Spot, and I can't wait to see you and my sweet mates at Your First Million Live.
Hi Arlan, I'm Lasagna with Interfaith Film and Music Festival. I'm going to be one of your 1,000 millionaires, and I can't wait to see you in LA.
if you are looking for outside funding, what is the big play that you're able to tell investors? Like, what's the big scale of this?
Yes, so we would love to have intentionally curated locations nationwide, as you kind of mentioned, that flagship idea, while having touch points of the experience through different markets. So through canning, through our matcha powder, we also have hojicha powder, which is like a roasted green tea, through online experiences such as meditations paired with your matcha, or in-store classes. And
Does the current flagship store make money? Like, does it make profit, or is it barely, breaking even?
Yeah, so it's like barely breaking even, and the reason why, this past year we finally were able to hire staff. With that, we were wanting to ensure that our staff felt like really respected in the role, and so we paid a bit more above minimum wage than we could have put it ourselves at the time, but we wanted to ensure like the people coming in and carrying this on for us as baristas really felt passionate and cared for. So through that, honestly, payroll is like our biggest expense.
I wonder, and we only have a moment left, but I wonder if franchising is more the play, because what I was worried about when you talked about expanding was keeping the same vibe and the same kind of people. You can't be everywhere at once. But if somebody buys it as a franchise, they have to apply, and they have to abide by certain rules and standards. And then it also means that they really want that space. So I can imagine there are a few people across the country, several of them, who are hearing this and would hear from you all and hear, I want to have that where I live. I would definitely take their blueprint. If they gave me the blueprint, came in, you send people in for like a week to your location, you teach them and train them at your location, and you give them certain logos and banners and different things like that in language, and you send them back home, and they pay you an upfront fee and then a yearly fee to have the right to franchise with you. I think that could be really interesting. In that way, you could also grow a little slower. So you could grow like 1 or 2 and see how it is in Baltimore and in Portland, just kind of touch points. You would have to say, you take all your learnings from it. Say this has to be the certain size of it, can't be bigger than this or smaller than this because it won't work. All those things. What do you think of that?
Absolutely. I think we're so open to all of the possibilities, and I think the slowness of it actually fits into how mindfully we've been curating.
I will say that thinking of you all going out looking for outside funding, that's what I worry about, because I think you will be forced to go faster.
Right.
So, we'll take some more time and understand your numbers and what you're raising, but just know that the moment you take outside funding, it's no longer a family business, and it's no longer the very core of what you all stand for could be rocked.
And then we have just a little guide as well for you. So, yes, if you want to make it up.
How to make it.
Yes.
That's great, Mom. You take that and you do it. Hi, how you doing? It's great to see you. Thanks for. I'm sorry you had all that trouble.
Oh my gosh, down here it's just crazy.
We were all up and down the street as 4 people trying to figure this out.
It's like the most congested part.
Yeah, and then you can't drive down here. We love this. Yeah, we love this. So. Oh yeah, of course. All 5 of us. Hey! That's so great! That's so great! Look at this. This is so cool. Okay, so we're at the New York Stock Exchange. I was surprised by this. I did not know this was going to be here. It's a very proud moment. Not just for me, but for I know so many people. Wow, this is cool. This is cool. It's also like, I talk a lot this year about staying with something for a year, how powerful that is actually, because most people won't. And I don't mean just like having a company for a year, but like having your plan for a product rollout and just keeping it for a year, there's a high chance you'll have success if you were to just simply do that with it. And I use like different examples of multiple things that if I had kept doing for the past 12 months, they would have each made $1 million. And I had different reasons to not do them. Most of them were on purpose, but some of them weren't. But I could see the path of each of them making $1 million. And so when someone wants to make their first million, it really is like, can you be disciplined enough and patient enough to just do this thing for a year?
Oh, exactly. That's what I was been saying. I am honored to see you.
The Queen.
How you doing? How are you? Good. How was your travels?
Have you been out there already today?
I've watched everything so far.
Oh yeah, how's it been?
It's good. It's really good production.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, the camera work's exceptional.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks really professional. It's like you're on 60 minutes of bed or something.
Yes.
It's that quality.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
That's awesome. It would have been 1998, I think.
Is that what happened?
I brought Uggs to my mother because I went to Australia.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yes,
Okay.
and to her and to her sister, and they fell in love with it. They were the only ones who had it.
Yeah.
Not their friends.
Unreal.
Because I was in. That was when I was in Adelaide.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And to me, it was very foreign. It was like,
it would be, yeah. So you were one of the leading influences back then.
No, I wasn't. I was like, what? She's like, we're going to keep you so warm.
Yeah.
That was okay.
It was. Well, first 20 years. I love doing this event. It's Founders Table event. I did this in Detroit a few months ago, and I just love the audience. I love the questions. Abby's a great interviewer, and they just have their stuff together. They're Amazon. They really want to help entrepreneurs, and that's what I wanted to teach people together. And I get to hang out with Brian, who started UGG Foods. That's crazy. So like the people they pulled together, really interesting group of people.
I actually read the brochure beforehand and looked up the website and had no idea what a great portfolio she has. And all of the people that she has in her portfolio, I would probably invest in, which is pretty unusual because I hate VC websites, But no, it's going to be really interesting being on stage together. I hope. I'm terrified of what questions are coming, but just got to wing it.
Yeah. I need you to be my media mentor.
I can do that. That's not a problem.
You have a lot of big stuff coming out.
Yeah. I think it's going to become a blur, so I'm trying to stay really in the moment. I think that's important.
That is something I'm not very good at doing.
Oh, really?
I'm practicing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of always on into the next thing.
Yeah.
And so everything does feel like a blur all the time.
Remind me where you're based?
New York.
New York. What part of your origin story for Casper?
Well, I talked about how it's a little bit, these things are kind of accidents or they never go the way you plan them. I was originally in medical school. I was supposed to be a doctor, and I dropped out. And then I moved to New York and I started a different e-commerce company, which was not working. But I happened to just sit next to a guy in a co-working space, and he was telling me about how he used to sell mattresses online from his dorm room.
Okay.
And I was like, that's a dumb idea. No one's ever going to do that.
Wow.
But then we ended up spending a lot of time together and became friends, and that was kind of the genesis for the idea for Casper. Was my dad is actually a sleep doctor. And then we started thinking about could we build a cool brand that focuses on sleep, but sells direct to consumer.
Your dad is a sleep doctor. Was he part of the company?
No, I was definitely not.
You have I don't want to say sleepy vibe, but it's so calming. And it's almost making me like super zen. Is that something that you Like, are you more chaotic when you're working, or are you sort of like found this peace?
I'm generally pretty high energy.
Yeah.
But it depends. I've been practicing trying to be more present and centered.
I find that when things are really chaotic, especially for other people, I get really calm. Like the calm, like the tornado eye.
I'm very
like,
similar.
I have high energy.
I read a lot.
Any-
Actually, I listen to books a lot. And actually,
Yes, me
I have
too.
such bad ADD, I can't actually sit in front of a book and read.
Do you have diagnosed ADHD?
I do.
Get out of your business.
In a way, it's great to be an entrepreneur because you're like, you can context shift
Yeah.
50 times an hour.
Yeah.
But then dealing with that, it can be hard.
So I don't have ADHD. My wife does, and other people here have it on my team. And it's been so fascinating learning about it with her, like as part of her experience. And it's like almost every month there's something that comes up, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. That's why. What are a couple of metrics from Casper? Like what's something that's awesome?
We grew pretty fast. We did like $1 million in sales in our first month.
Oh wow!
And then $100 million in our first full year.
What? $100 million in your first full year?
We did.
What?
We've done about 3 or 4. No, it's gotta be. Yeah, maybe it must be like 2 or 3 billion in total sales by now.
Incredible. I'm still getting over the $100 million in the first year. Was that through a lot of marketing, or was that like content marketing, or was that something else?
A mix of both. So, one, there was no competition, and we really figured out how to do really good brand marketing. And we also figured out how to market in places where other people weren't. So we were early to podcasts. Do you think in the world of like generative AI, they'll go in a place where it's like they can ask Arlan questions?
Yeah, I would love that.
Bot will be trained on like your videos and
yeah, I definitely think they're going in that direction. I've seen a few of those recently, and I have my own being created right now for my own away message. Because I get so many emails, instead of just having an away message that has a list of people to reach out to, we're building, starting with the chat bot, but we're going to train it over time to be a little bit more sophisticated.
Like if they ask you a question, it'll be like a sample
Yeah,
reply.
it's going to be like, you're going to know you're not talking to me.
Yeah.
Top 20 things that I get asked. And some of it will be very specific, like, I'm an investor in one of your funds. I have a question about K1s. It's very specific too.
K1s.
Oh, I don't even know why. I don't know why I said it because it gives me so much stress instantly.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I'm always waiting on one K1 to do my taxes.
Yep.
There's always
this year was
one you're
rough.
missing.
Rough.
And then you just get yelled at by I'm sure it's like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I get yelled at quite a bit, but
Who would have thought taxes would be one of the most annoying parts?
Taxes. Yes. Yeah, compliance is super important when you're handling other people's money. It's super important in general, but when you're handling, we have thousands of investors because of our Reg CF that we did. We did the first Reg CF in the country for a funds management entity, so that 6,000 people can have a piece of our success.
What's a lesson that you give to people that want to be new fund managers and follow in your footsteps?
Don't do that. I say only do it if you have purpose and passion around your thesis. Because if you're doing it to get rich fast, it won't happen. If you're doing it because you think it's glamorous and it's like fun giving out money, it's 10 times as hard, and I've done both. It's 10 times as hard as raising money for a company.
Yeah.
So it won't give you that. But there are ways that you can impact the world, really, and impact a lot of people's lives depending on what your thesis is, and it doesn't have to be a DEI thesis. It can be a,
have seen pictures,
generative AI, but safe, whatever the case is. Or it could just be that you want to see people of certain age have access to capital, something like that. So yeah, that's what I would say to them. And then I would say interview at least 10 fund managers of all sizes, mostly smaller, before you do it. Before you reach out to any lawyer, before you do anything. Well, reach out to a lawyer before you do anything, but before you make any big moves, I would say just
learn from other people.
Yeah, learn and ask them to be really honest with you, because a lot of people will try to make it a really nice path for you because they don't want to bum you out. Get the real. And if there's going to be some people, there's that few people who are like, I don't care that it was so tough for you. I don't care that it'll be tough for me. And they'll go into it ignorant. And then when they do it for 10 years, they'll realize it was tough, but they've already done it.
Yeah.
And
Don't you think you have to be a little ignorant to do these crazy things?
Yes. Yes. You have to be blissfully ignorant to start a company or to start a fund.
Venture capitalist Arlan Hamilton.
Example. So everyone here knows that General Hospital is the best television show that's ever. We can all agree on that. A few years ago, all the soaps started dying out because they were losing money and they couldn't stay on. And so all the soaps started getting kind of cheap with their production to give themselves more runway. General Hospital added scenes and added sets to what they were doing. They went the other direction. They didn't have any more money than the next person, but they found a way to add to what they were doing. So then more people watched it because it was more interesting. And a lot of those other soaps didn't make it, and General Hospital is still here with us today. Thankfully.
Thank goodness.
Every day? Yeah, you got Janet vibes. You love? Yeah, I bet she loves you, right? You've hung out with her?
Met her.
What? Yeah. Oh, we need to change that today. Yeah, there's a Mavericks game on the 6th.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then the 8th is the potential CES in Las Vegas that Melissa's working on.
Yes.
And then we don't have anything confirmed between the Vegas potential date and then January 11th in San Francisco.
Yes. Yeah, because CES could be 3 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing? It's good to see you. Good.
Good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you. Yeah, of course.
We're so excited to have you.
Oh, amazing. It's her birthday, right?
Yeah, it's her birthday.
Wow,
It's her
so I don't
birthday.
have a gift, so I feel kind of shady.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh, Carly, do you have my book? The book comes out January 2nd, so anytime closer to that would be great, like earlier. And so I want to talk about that and my Your First Million Live event in April.
Amazing.
Thank you, yeah. Yeah.
It's like, who's next?
Yeah, Chelsea, we just announced, and so yeah, it's shaping up. So Rook has a Real Life Street Stars in Dallas has 200 million views on YouTube.
Real life.
Street Stars. That's my brother.
Is it?
That's my brother. This is my mother, Mrs. Sims.
Hi, Mrs. Sims. You brought the whole family.
And that's her eyewear line. She has 6 pairs of glasses that are hers.
Super cool.
Yeah. You definitely have Janet vibes. You ever get that? Every day? Yeah, you got Janet vibes. You love? Yeah, I bet she loves you, right? You hung out with her? What? Oh, we need to change that today.
I love her.
You've not met her? Let's change that today. I can change that today. Yes. Let's do that.
The first time I learned how to do
Really?
in my jazz class was
Yes, and that's like so complex. You know that choreographer Tina Tina is a friend of mine, that choreographer. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
She was a choreographer all through that album and the next one. Yeah.
So fun.
Thank you.
All right, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Wonderful to meet you.
You too. Yes. Happy birthday again. I don't have a gift. I feel bad. Oh. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Thank you. You too. Just it planned in my head the whole conversation. Yeah, there was a time I was in Columbus, Ohio, Baroque again. And there was a live version of Blame It On Me that you did for VH1 something. I played it over and over. And just like Angel was saying, it was just something about that live version that just, you know, it's interesting how certain songs and certain performances can just, it's like This Woman's Work, what Maxwell did. That's how I compare it. It's like certain things, you hear it 10 times, it brings you out. Yeah.
You were on tour with Maxwell. You would go out and watch the tour every single night.
Oh.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. There was a Maxwell cassette tour that I missed.
First big tour.
That I missed?
I only had to.
Okay. When are you going out again?
Well, I'm kind of doing a lot of spot days most weekends.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Oh.
next on the 17th.
Okay.
You're located in
LA.
Oh, you're in LA?
Yeah. We're going to Miami in about 2 hours here. And then New York.
You flew here.
So we flew to New Orleans. I filmed for Amazon yesterday. Then we flew here for you. And then we fly into Miami. No.
Are you?
So we're gonna go have a meeting in Miami for Art Basel. There's like a bank meeting. Then I'm going to be on the New York Stock Exchange. I'm gonna film something there on Monday.
You don't know you're a big deal.
It's just, I don't know, it just makes sense. It feels like, because I used to be a tour manager. After I was a production assistant, I was a tour manager and a production coordinator. And to me, I feel like I'm doing my own tour. So it just feels like this is my lane. And then, I'm also the talent. I get it, but yeah. I love it. Yeah, because I don't want to do much of it. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they would love you to observe. I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, but no, I love it. And the challenge is just making sure I don't, like you said, because I always have ideas and this and that and the other. And I have to think, oh, wait a second. Yeah.
Somebody else has got it.
Yeah, like I had them change your cup. Because it had lipstick on it. So I think y'all got to change it. Because I was like, that's what I would want. Yeah, that's what I would want. Yeah, so.
It's cream, white, and brown. That's like, I just want to go and do everything.
Yes.
Pop it on and get out.
That's it. Yeah.
Perfect meeting you.
You too. Yes. You can always reach out to me. I'm a resource.
Okay.
You can reach out to me. Yeah, if you have any questions or if you just want to run over something, 5 stages of when someone receives something for you. So imagine if somebody you want to get, they're trying to get an opportunity from you or money from you, or they're a family member, or they're a stranger. The first time you do it, they have gratitude because it's a gift. The second time you do it, if you were to go back, now if you do it a second time, then now they have anticipation. Because now they're anticipating, oh, they're gonna probably do it a third.
Is the third one entitlement?
No, the third one is expectation. The fourth one is entitlement, which is, we've all felt that, right? We felt somebody had that.
People start here with us.
Right, but then the fifth, no, they start here, but it could, yeah, you see what I'm saying though. The fifth one is the most dangerous one, and it's the one that shifted my mindset, is dependency.
Oh dear, that makes sense.
So we're actually, when we're giving people things, we're actually setting them up for failure. Yes. Have a wonderful day.
So much, you too.
Thank you. Thank you. I think our car's out here, y'all. Okay.
I mean, Oprah and Whitney Houston. So Whitney gonna cook.
Wow.
That Whitney gonna cook.
Thank you. See you later.
Oh, absolutely.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. Thank you. You were wonderful. Thank you. We'll talk.
Y'all are wonderful. I was crying in the back. I was like, this is not okay. My heart is like exploding. It's all okay. It's all amazing. But, I'm texting my mom, like, Mom, you don't know what's happening right now. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Let's do goosebumps. Let's sit there for a moment. Say that one more time.
If I took the money from my son to build my company, it would be his company. It wouldn't be my company.
My name is Emmanuel Aquiva. I am a cinematic poet, otherwise known as a film director. And I am here because I follow this incredible human being on Instagram, and I'm always extremely inspired by her ability to underscore what's right and what's just. So she's one of my inspirations. So while walking in the airport, I walked past her, and you know what's crazy? I noticed her from the back of her head. I didn't even see her face. So it's kind of creepy, but you know what? Hey, listen, we got heroes out here. You know what I mean? Thank you for being a hero.
Thank you. And we're in Miami. Why are you here?
Filming with the Hip Hop Museum Tour with Paradise Gray and Pete Nice for Mass Appeal, for Nas's company Mass Appeal. So we'll be filming for the next 2 days here at Art Basel.
Amazing. What did you do with Jay-Z? I kind of missed part of it.
Yes, I was one of the film directors on the creative team for The Book of Hope that just wrapped up December 4th at the Brooklyn Public Library.
That's amazing. And look, you have this camera equipment. It's so legit.
Yeah, it's too legit. But, I'm very proud of my film crew sweatshirt.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's wonderful to be able to do what we love through the vessel of the arts. So thank you for doing what you love, and thank you for inspiring me to do what I love.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's very sweet of you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we weren't even filming because we just flew from Atlanta to Miami, and we were going to go check into our hotel, but as I was walking by, he came by, and that's really sweet. It's really sweet. It's been interesting. Like at airports, no matter where I go, at least one person comes up to me, either baggage claim or on my way in at TSA, or more than not, it's on the plane itself. Somebody will stop by and say hi. I had someone one time send a note up to me with the flight attendant, which I thought was very sweet. She said, I didn't want to bother you, but I have to tell you this, and it was just a very sweet message. So I like it, people say, I don't want to bother you, but to be honest with you, it's better if you come up to me and say hi, so I don't think that you're like looking at me because you're mad at me. So I'm a little paranoid. So if you see me out at the airport or anywhere else, and as long as I'm not honestly doing something, but just come up to me, say hi, because I love meeting you.
Man, I gotta get like you, man, so I can stay in places like this. My Lord, look at this view. Like you wake up to your bedroom. It's just amazing. Yeah,
I just saw something and I didn't want anybody to have to take over control of it.
Right, and that's exactly what I want to build, a legacy company. So venture is not necessarily, the avenue that I needed to generate revenue. I needed to invest in it myself and build it. And I just finished my first beta, and I'm so excited about it. We had students at the AU Center, that's the Atlanta University Center, to actually compete And so they helped me to kind of test it out, see how it worked, what good thing, what works well, what doesn't work well. And it was a truly inspiring experience because it's exactly what I wanted to happen.
Amazing.
Young emerging artists who already has a small following to be able to take the platform and be able to amplify who they are. We want them to build a fan base because if artists own their fan bases, then they have the control and they can grow because those folks believe in them. Those are the people that they need to connect to in order to be able to create the art that they want to create and be able to receive the feedback, the positive support that they are seeking. Because if you have 100 paying customers, that's better than 1,000,000 streams of people who casually listen.
Hi, I hope you're enjoying this episode. Join me at Your First Million Live. Go to yourfirstmillion.live, and because you're watching this video, I'm going to give you a deep discount on your ticket. Type in the word live, L-I-V-E, at the checkout for any tier, and I'll see you there. You'll be in the building. You have to be there. Join me, TLC, Janelle James, Sheila Johnson, Rich Paul, Issa Rae. Check it out.
Because if you have real supporters, them being able to pour into you, they buy your merch, they buy your music, they'll come show up at a show when you actually
they'll
go to
bring
perform,
a second person with
and
them.
they'll bring a friend. And that is so important because you want to grow that fan base, you want to have that connection, and you want to have that ongoing. You don't want to be fleeting. So that it takes a lot of hard work to do that. And typically our artists don't have the money to be able to invest in themselves to do that. So through Who's Got Next Music, our platform, it's a low entry barrier to entry. And they have the opportunity to then collaborate with other emerging producers and artists as well. So it's an opportunity for them to actually work on themselves and also grow through this process. They have to have a fan base in order to participate. They can't come in and say, oh, I just rolled out of bed today and I think I want to be a star, a music star. No, they actually have to have a fan base already, and our platform helps them to grow that, amplify, engage, and mobilize that fan base.
Is it manual onboarding where you select people, or do you just kind of keep a quality control of it?
So here's what we do. If you register to be a contestant on our app, you connect your social media channels and we check to see what kind of following you have. So if they're not real followers and you get into our contest, it doesn't help you because you need real people to vote.
So it's like a contest.
It is a contest.
So it's a contest based, like how often does a contest happen?
So we just had our beta, so we're figuring out how often we're going to hold contests because they're genre based. You're competing with your peers. So unlike American Idol or some of those type formats, you're not competing with people who are in different genres. You're only competing with your peers. So we'll host them periodically throughout the year, depending on the genre. But they'll be 30 to 45 day cycles. So with that, you register to participate. We verify that you have a following, enough of a following to participate. You pay a small fee, and once you're in, you will have access to our producer database of beats. So these producers have provided their beats to be a part of this contest because if you win with their beat, they win too. So
I love that.
So the idea is you pick a beat. After you've listened through the directory, you find one that you feel comfortable with, that you can make a song with. You create an original song. You don't have to worry about clearances. There's no samples or any of that. So if you can't afford to clear a song, you don't have to worry about that with our platform. You have a beat that you can go and create a song with, and you're responsible for creating a video with your phone. That makes it equitable for everyone. So you don't have to worry about having
something else. You can't use another type of camera.
Nope, it has to be your phone. Once you have your song and your video, you upload them to our platform within the time frame that you're supposed to submit. And the first round, we only reveal the audio in the platform. So it's important that you actually can deliver on the lyrics, on the song, on the quality of the music, because that's what people are going to be judging on.
Do you have to be a singer? Is it more for artists or singers and less for songwriters?
No, if you're
a songwriter and you can't sing like myself, could you hum it? Kind of sing along.
No, but you need an artist.
Because you're producing it. It's like
exactly.
What is that final thing sound like. Okay,
exactly.
yeah.
So if you're an artist and you're working with a songwriter, then you absolutely have to make sure that you acknowledge them as a part of your registration, because it's important for us to make sure that we are being supportive and we're advocating for all artists, whether you're a songwriter, whether you're an artist or a producer, for us. So that very first round is the most difficult round to get past. So you have to have a quality song, something that resonates with people, that they can connect with, has quality sound, has lyrics that people want to hear. If you get past that round, and the judges are you and I, it's you and anyone who loves music, those super fans, those fans who actually subscribe to other music platforms for music every day. If they're listening on the radio, if they're listening on satellite radio, whatever those platforms are, those are the folks who actually vote to decide if you're moving to that next round. If you do, then we reveal your video also in the app. And now we're getting to see how creative you are, how you can story tell using visuals. And then the final round is actually in person. So you reduce the number of people that compete from round to round to round. So when you get to that last round and folks are competing, we want to see how you actually rock a crowd, like what your stage presence is like.
Have y'all done one of those yet?
Yes, we did.
Where?
Yes, we did. We did it in Atlanta. We did it in a small Black-owned venue called Brooklyn Tea.
Okay.
Shout out to Brooklyn Tea for allowing us to have our very first beta version of our contest. And we walked away with the winner. Her name is Nisi Poo. Y'all follow her.
Nisi Poo.
Yes. She is out of Chicago, as a matter of fact. She's a student at Clark Atlanta University. And she is a musician. She's also a producer as well. And she had a fantastic visual. She is a star. And she is going to go places. And through our platform and her ability to be able to shine with the audience that she had, she was able to grow more followers than she had before, and she'll have an opportunity to take a little bit of an investment to be able to continue to make music.
So this is what I love, though. Everything you just described, frankly, if venture capitalists had their hands on it, they would ruin it. Everything you just described is something where I'm sure in the future you're going to go and get sponsors.
Yes.
That's the play.
Yeah.
The venture, so a lot of people, this is going to help a lot of people, because a lot of people would say, well, I got to start, I got to have money to do this, I got to get the site going. You're a techie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you got, either you are a techie or you partner with a techie.
Yes.
And then you get the site going, then you get the model going, and then you get, it sounds like you collaborated with someone who had the venue.
Yes.
Right? You didn't spend a whole bunch of money, you collaborated.
Yep.
And you make it happen. You do a beta. You don't try to sell out the arena down the street to start things, because then that adds that pressure of the resources that you need to make it happen.
That's right.
So now you have this product market fit, where you know it's something people want, people use. You know there's a process, and you can just keep repeating that, and you can take that. She can take that and give some video footage and some information about some data about it, and find different partners and sponsors and different people who want to elevate and elevate and elevate it. That's the recipe.
Yes.
And so talk a little bit, if you don't mind, about, well, I have a couple questions. I'll come back to the one I had. How do you position yourself, having the background that you have, because you've been around professional music a lot? How do you position yourself to this? What do you say as the founder?
Well, my background really is tech, and
That's right.
and music has come into my purview in the past 10 years, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I married the two things to try to make a difference. So my company is a legacy company, but it's one that is for impact.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-label, not at all. I really am anti discrimination or anti-deception and just taking advantage of people. So for me, this is an opportunity to take the education that I have in the music business, the experiences that I have in the music business, and my experience with tech, and utilize that to help promote these emerging artists and educate them on the music business so that they can be successful. Right now, the biggest way for you to earn money as a musician is through your brand. It's through your brand, it's through performances, it's through your merch, it's all of the ancillary things that are associated with the foundation, which is the music. So if you're successful at creating music and having a fan base that follows you, then you can be successful in being able to grow and maintain that career. You have to be, of course, flexible and adjust as times change. But if you have a sound and you have a fan base that you can lean on, that's going to provide you feedback as you're building your brand, then you will be successful. You don't necessarily need an advance to say, hey, we believe in you, and go off and make this music, but then if you fall flat with that one album, we may put you on the shelf and you owe us all this money.
I mean, isn't the same? It's the exact same. The music and what I'm saying about venture.
Yeah.
It's the same.
It's very much so the same.
And when did we have this conversation first? When was that?
Oh my gosh, that was in 2021.
2021. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it might have been sooner than that. More recent than that, because I think it was before COVID.
It was before COVID.
It was before
You're right.
COVID.
You're right.
That we had the initial conversation.
The very first conversation.
Very first conversation about that, and I just love that. I love that you're here in Miami and Art Basel with this.
Yes.
Like that to me is exciting. Like you did, because I have conversations with people, and then I'll have a conversation a year later, and I have a conversation a year after that, and they're still ideating.
Yeah, no.
They can't get themselves past the thought of it, because I guess they're scared to fail in a lot of cases.
Oh no, I failed. I did exactly what technologists do. I went and built it first, or started building it, and then I didn't have my market research. I didn't understand who my customer was. I thought, well, all musicians. Well, it's not all musicians that I'm going after. I'm actually going after a very specific audience. They are emerging artists who have a small following, and they're trying to really break out and be bigger. I'm looking for the super fan, that fan that's going to buy tickets to a show, that they travel to a show, that they buy merch from artists. And they really are curators within their circles of music. I'm also looking for those producers who are trying to become the next Metro Boomin, right? Those producers.
Oh, you're too hip for me. I don't know different people. I'm like,
Metro Boomin is one of the biggest hip hop producers in the world right now, and he's on an incredible run. He just had a soundtrack for the Miles Morales Spider-Man movie, the second version of it, and he is an incredible person, just overall, and incredibly talented producer. On top of that, so and lots of people look up to him, and they want to be him or be like him. And they can, in their own lane, though.
Yes.
In their own lane. And I think that, they just need the pathway to become who they are supposed to be, who they're talented to become. And they need support around them to do it. And the music industry is very, very tough. It's a lot about who you know. And once you get into it, you don't necessarily understand the mechanics of the business side of it. You understand the creative side of it, but you may not understand the business side of it. And if you're not careful, you will give up a lot of the things early on in your career, and then you figure out what they mean in terms of your rights, and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to give that up.
And I didn't know I was signing that away to begin with. I want to take one moment to say, call to action. Go to arlansfirstmillion.com. In that, you will learn about Spark, the Spark program, where I take you through who is your ideal customer, what's their customer journey, etc. So take you step by step on your road to your first million. It's called arlansfirstmillion.com. Check it out.
Yes, definitely. I love your podcast, number one.
Thank you.
You have a lot of tidbits in there for entrepreneurs that are starting out just like me. I didn't think I was going to be an entrepreneur. What
do you think you were going to be?
I thought I was going to be a professor.
A professor. I get that.
I thought after I retired from corporate America that I would become a professor.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. Have you ever taught at any level?
Informally.
Like
Informally, I've taught my whole career, it seems. Somewhere or another, I've helped people out in some type of way. But so I thought that would be a natural progression for me. But as it would happen, my son asked me to help him out with his business. And as he,
You have several.
I have several kids.
Yes.
I have 6 children overall.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's like my brother Rook. He has 6 kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
6 kids team. Yes. We have my oldest son, who also is into music and starting his career. And then we have my son that is an author. My son, after him, is the rap star, Offset.
Yeah.
And then I have my youngest son, who is a techie like me. He works for Microsoft.
Oh my goodness.
So 4 sons, and then I have 2 daughters. One daughter that is a production, she's in the production world, so she's a producer for various short film, videos, and that type of stuff. And then I have a daughter who works a regular job, like I did for many, many years.
Yeah.
And so she is the next to oldest. And so 6 children.
Yeah, I love that.
11
Everybody's doing something a little different.
Everybody's
slightly
doing
different.
completely
Yeah,
different.
well, you have 2 people that like the music, but you got everybody else is
doing other stuff.
That's so great.
For sure.
That's great. So one of them asked you to work on their business.
Yes, and when he did it, I was like, I don't know anything about the music business.
Yeah.
But you know, I know business. You know, I've worked in business. I have a degree in business and tech. So I was like, okay, I'll figure it out. And
Okay, you talking about Offset?
Yes.
So you were doing the corporate thing.
Yes.
And then you thought you were going to be a professor at some point.
Yes.
And then Offset said to you, I need your help with the family business, with the music business that I'm working on.
Yeah.
To take over and do something.
Yeah, just handling his day-to-day.
Yeah.
You know, he had bills to be paid.
Yeah.
You know, that he needed an entity to be set up.
Yeah.
You know, just all of the different things that entrepreneurs really need to have done.
Yes.
Not realizing that musicians are entrepreneurs, because I didn't even know that basic concept.
Yeah.
If you are a musician, you are an entrepreneur. You're responsible for registering yourself as a business. You know, or registering your business and then working for that business.
That's right.
So that was an education for me. And so he was like, there's just things that need to be done. There's paperwork that needs to be done.
Yeah.
You know, I need someone to just go handle that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm creating
And
this great music.
Probably have his back too, because he could have
for
hired
sure.
somebody who may have figured that out, but you were going to have this point of view of, like my mom who's in the other room here, I'm going to protect the heck out of you while we're figuring this out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He wanted somebody he trusted to come in and help him.
So you learned an entire new
industry.
Profession, yeah.
Oh my God. And what an education it has been. It still is.
Yeah.
I don't profess to know everything there is about the music business.
Yeah.
That is not who I am. I know people who do though.
Yeah.
And so if I need to tap into somebody, I can. Right?
How important is that for the entrepreneurs watching and the artists watching? How important is it to ask for help or to collaborate in that way?
It is extremely important to be able to ask for help. You know, we do not operate in vacuums and succeed. There's always someone who knows something that you don't. They have experiences that you don't, and it is totally okay to say, you know what, I don't quite understand that. Can you explain that?
Yeah.
Or to be able to ask somebody, you know, how did you come up with that perspective, right? Why do you think that way? Because people, you know, generally love to share, you know, and especially their experiences. And if you find people that you can really vet what they're saying to you and you find it to be true, you want to hold on to those people because as you're learning your journey, you want people that you can rely on to answer your questions as you're going along. And then you also want to become that sage, you know, to have that wisdom to be able to share with other people as they come behind you.
Because that comes with experience. And most people think it has to be years ahead, you have to be old and wise, right?
No.
But as you collect experience over the weeks and months and years that you're working on something, that is collected wisdom and insight that you can then help the person who's a year behind you, 10 years behind you, 4 years behind you.
Absolutely.
That's just like fulfilling, I think.
It is completely fulfilling, and the music business continues to change. Certain things don't. A lot of the legal aspects don't change very quickly, but how you are reaching people changes all the time. You know, and who and what consumers want and who they want to consume music from changes constantly. So it's important for you to keep your ear to the ground and connect it to people who are making those changes, who are facilitating and leading those changes so that you can adjust to those changes. As an example, 10 years ago, social media was not the major way that people would discover an artist.
Yes.
Today, it is one of the #1 ways that you can discover new music and artists. So it's important for artists to understand that things will change. Just because they are a way today doesn't mean they're going to be that way tomorrow. And it's important to have either someone on your team or you very astute to those changes.
And how do you hope the company helps with that? I mean, I see an obvious path there, but how do you think about it?
Well, in addition to the genre-based contest that we host, we also have a Discord community.
Oh.
Where if you're in the top 100 of our winners, because everyone that actually participates in our contest are winners, and I want to come back to that point.
Okay.
You have the opportunity to then collaborate with other emerging artists, #1, so you can learn from each other. But the idea is that we grow that space and bring in experts, as subject matter experts in various fields. So not just other successful artists, but also legal folks that can come in and talk to you and tell you some tidbits that you can do. As a real plain example, if you do not have the funds to be able to hire an attorney on retainer, find an attorney who's willing to review contracts for you, and you pay them. Pay them a flat fee to review contracts for you.
Yeah.
So you may not be able to retain them for 3 to 6 months, but you can pay them on a per contract basis to be able to review contracts for you. You have ChatGPT now. So if you can't even afford to pay an attorney to review a contract for you, you may be able to afford an hour of their time of a contract that you've had summarized through ChatGPT that have them say, may I pay you this $350, $450 for 1 hour to review this summation and tell me if this is legitimate or to answer questions that you might have about it, so that you can be able to move forward or not with a particular contract. Leveraging the resources that you have available to you is so important. So having someone from the legal community to be able to talk to our artists and producers on some basic things that they need to know is a benefit of being able to be a participant in the Who's Got Next Music contest.
Is it who'sgotnext.com or another website?
It's who'sgotnextmusic.com.
Who'sgotnextmusic.com.
And they can also look for Who's Got Next Music in the Apple Store and the Google Store, and they can download the app.
Wow. I don't have an app in the Apple Google Store. I need to get...
There's not many black women who do.
Really?
Yes. So I'm very proud of that fact.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Yeah, when you came in, you mentioned that, and I was like, how long has it been since we talked? Like, you moving and shaking.
Well, it feels longer. Honestly, it feels longer. But I can say that you were very instrumental in me moving forward and not waiting. Not waiting until I got a check. Not waiting until I got someone else's confirmation. You basically said, LaTavia, this is your baby. This is your idea. You fund it, go build it. Just build an MVP. That's what you told me to do. Build an MVP.
Minimum viable product.
Yes. And so I did that. And I did more than I should have, because like I said, I'm a techie first, so I went to go try and build the whole thing.
But what you did was the lesser expensive lessons.
Yes.
They probably were expensive, but it was lesser than it would have been down the line.
Yes.
Doing it a different way. Yeah.
I had to figure out who my customers were.
Yeah.
So I backed up. I paused my development long enough to actually figure out who my customer was, which was so important.
Yes. And
the customer journey. You know, how will they consume my product? How will they know about it? Why should they care?
Yeah.
And if they are someone who is already into music, how am I solving their problem?
Yes.
Those were things that I had to take a step back and be able to articulate in order to be able to finish building out my product.
Can I touch on something? You can let me know if you don't want to talk about this. It's your show. But I want to mention something that you probably would never say, but I think it's important for people to know. I think people, if they heard you say earlier that Offset's your son, and they're putting 2 and 2 together and who your family is, they might say, "Oh, it's easy for her because she got all that Offset money. She got all that blah blah blah." You decided to go and do this on like yourself.
Yeah.
This isn't something where you went, well, let me go to the coffers.
No.
You said, let me do this truly bootstrap.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I'm right.
And it was important for me to do it that way.
Tell me why that.
Because
it's important.
when I started my career in IT, number one, there weren't a lot of us, black men or women, in my space, and I love technology. Like, I really truly love it. To this day, I'm retired from my corporate career, but I love everything about it. I read about it every day. And if I took the money from my son to go and make my company into what I want it to be, then that would be his company.
Ooh.
I needed it to be my company.
Let's sit there for a moment. Say that one more time.
If I took the money from my son to build my company, it would be his company. It wouldn't be my company. So I'm bootstrapping because it's important to me that I do this. I do this not just for myself, but for every black girl who is in a male-dominated space to be able to say, I can do it. I am important. I am able. I am more than innovative.
Yes.
And I can make a difference.
Yes.
And I want to be that person for emerging artists, producers, and super fans of music.
Love it.
I know that there are plenty of black girls who could do the same thing.
I just love that to death because you know he's cheering you on. All 6 of your children are cheering you on.
Yes.
They got your back.
Yes.
This is you.
This is me.
This is you.
Yeah.
And I love that, and I wish the best for you. I'm here to be a resource of information. When you get to the point, or if you get to the point where you do want to take outside capital down the line, when you have built this to where you feel like, oh yeah, I'll let some people along for the ride.
Yes.
Please call me.
Yes.
But in the meantime, or even if that never happens, I am writing for you, and I love this whole concept. I feel like it has so much IP to it that it could be all this other stuff too. So I'm excited to see what happens.
My trademark. It's approved.
Oh wow! And that takes like a year.
It took a year.
Yes.
It took a year, but I am trademarked.
Trademarked.
Yes.
I love it. You trademarked for Who's Got
Next Music.
That's incredible.
Yes.
That's a hard trademark to get.
It is.
Wow.
It
okay.
is.
Anything else we should know?
Download Who's Got Next Music app.
Okay, you heard it here first. You got to download. We're out here weathering the winds, and but it feels good out here. I like it out here.
It feels amazing.
I can stay here all
and the view is amazing.
It's beautiful, right?
Yes, it is so nice out here.
Yeah, I love this. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for coming by and hanging out.
Girl, it's good to see you.
It's always good to see you.
Because I see you everywhere, but not in person.
That's right. We follow each other online. Yes.
Yes.
Anytime. We'll do something. You coming to my event in April?
I'm coming to your event in April.
Hey.
I have an event. I have an invitation directly from you. I'm coming.
Your First Million Live,
Yes.
April 9th through 12th.
Yes.
Your First Million Live. Your First Million .live.
Yes.
You will be in the building.
Yes.
Will you do something with your app at the event?
I would love to do something with my app.
Let's do maybe like an in-person contest or something.
We should.
Let's talk about it.
We can make that happen.
Okay, I love it. Cool. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mom, protect her at all costs. Okay. You are so special. You are so special and wonderful, and just. Can you be my life coach?
Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Denise. It's good to see you.
Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
This
of
is the
course.
Art Alliance. Thank you so much, Stephen is from Blue Arts and responded to the stage.
Amazing.
How you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much. So our folks are still kind of bungling about getting
We're filming something at 5. I think they told
yeah,
you.
so your guys are here.
Yeah.
I told them to kind of like source the space.
Okay. Hey, how are you? It's so good to see you.
Same. This is Dream
It's
Come True.
amazing. Oh, well, thank you so much.
3 blind people that had never seen an elephant before, and 3 that did. And so the made up one was the explanation of the elephant. I was like, that's a heck of a mindset thing to like remember that, hold it, never know, but still build it out. And so I'm all about intention, but I've always wanted to put it housed in something like that, because I feel like your conversation shouldn't just be on YouTube. They should be in an art gallery somewhere. So piecing this together, it's inspired by like old Spike, mumblecore docs, black and white, constantly moving, like, what is it, like Coffee and Cigarettes, like things like that.
Okay.
Where I can mix in the chaos of people wanting to meet you and then come back to the calmness of what that meant to you. What are those words that you're putting into them? This is the reason behind it. And then score-wise, there's a local guy named Jamaluddin Takuma. He's like a legendary bass player. What I want to do is I want to get him, a sax player, and a drummer. I want to put them in a studio. I just want to play the video.
Yeah.
And I just want them to improv.
Hey.
Yeah, start to
That's
finish.
beautiful.
Whatever you feel, black and white, chop it up, and then present something that I feel like is an art piece.
Yeah.
That, you know, can hopefully, if anything, help elevate the brand even more, so people can view you as, like I view you, which is this larger than life sort of manifestation of what's possible.
Wow. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. I mean, it sounds like something. Yeah, I have to see it, but it sounds like something I would be very interested in seeing in more of an installation, as you're saying. All right, so you're gonna be filming throughout the event, different spots, and just get my good side, okay?
I am.
All right.
I am.
Okay.
Straight from the middle. Looking forward.
Yeah, that's my good side. All of this.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away, but like I have a hard cut transition.
Josh Koppelman is coming by to meet with me for a few minutes. Just wanted to let you know he was on his way. Is it? It is. Great. Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
I was just
How are
telling
you?
you you're coming by.
So good to see you.
It's great to see you. Yeah.
Did you have a book tour?
Yeah, the book tour.
I'm a friend of Arlan's, Josh Koppelman. I'm a partner at First Round Capital. We're a seed stage tech investor.
He's very, very humble. He's one of the most, I would say, successful venture capitalists in the world, in history of VC. And that's not hyperbole. I believe in this body, in this life, we only have one time. And it's gonna pass you by if you're spending years, or more years. If you've already spent it, look in the rear view, bye. But if you spend more years and more years and more years wondering if you're allowed to be in a certain room or take up a certain space, it's gonna pass you by and it's gonna be too late. But everybody in this room has plenty of room this way, in front of them, to change that. So imposter syndrome is a phrase, it's just two words to me. So my family and I got to meet Queen Latifah last night. Okay. Hey, and I had met her once on a plane 5 years ago, and that's why if some of you may have seen a picture of her holding my Fast Company cover, which I then turned into a t-shirt for myself. So it was accidentally like caught on paparazzi, her just holding, because I had handed it to her. But I didn't know if she remembered me. Anyway, through a series of events, we got to meet her last night and talk to her. And it just occurred to me and us just how many different facets of our lives and people's lives she has touched over the decades. And sometimes she'll get her flowers. There's a lot of respect for her. But there should be documentaries and all sorts of things. There should be complete specials about her. Yeah, UNIT. Don't get us started. We've been doing it for 24 hours. We've been saying UNIT. It took everything in our power to not do that to her face. Yes, yeah, that's a good point, Queen Latifah. But you know what else? UNIT. But she's inspiring for many reasons. A lot of it is because I was saying to my family, I don't know, well, except for everybody in this room, I don't know anybody who has as much charisma as she has. She has an incredible amount of charisma, and she's very down to earth and very kind and really whip smart, really fast the way she thinks about the jokes and responses. And so I just love that she is an institution of her own. Can I hear the pitch?
Sure. Would you like to share? Come on up.
You don't have to if you don't want to, but I would love to hear it.
Pitch almost everybody.
Okay.
So, you know how most people, they they're sleepy and they sick and they need mental health.
Yes.
So, I was thinking that maybe you know how people like their helpers, they'll come, but what if they're sick? Who could come and help them? So you know those commercials that if they're hurt and if they're falling, and it's kind of like that, but a little different.
Okay.
You just have more security. Like if you fall off your bed and you're asleep, like how would they know? And then when they wake up, like they automatically got in their bed. How would they know that something's not wrong? So I think we should have people or robots, a type of robot that can help them. And if they fall, it can put a pillow under every spot.
Amazing.
That way they don't get hurt.
What is your name? And what's your, I don't want to know your last name because you're a child. Okay. And then what school, you go to school? Yes? And what's your favorite topic or subject?
I don't have a favorite subject, but I do have something that I really do like at school.
Which is?
It's this after thing, like you get to skip your recess.
Yes.
And you can learn about other things, and we help cradles to crayons or something like that.
So it's like a volunteer type of thing, and you help that, and you like that. And what subject would you say you're the best at?
Probably art.
Really? What kind of artist are you?
I paint. I do most things that an artist would do.
Yep.
But I would probably like sketching.
Sketching. And is your parent here, or did you drive here? Because I mean, she would have. Y'all know that.
I don't have
A license. I was just saying that you're so smart that you probably know how to drive already. So I love your idea. Can I tell you a secret? I fell today. I did fall. I hurt my foot. And so it's very, top of mind. Yeah. So was there already like a voting thing that happened?
You got some investments?
Oh, yeah, look at you guys. Oh, wow. She got a knot. Yeah. Wow. Well, that's amazing. I think that you are incredibly smart, very bright, and you have super high potential. And I definitely, do you know what you want to do when you grow up?
Not really, but I kind of think I want it to be something helpful.
Yes. Can I tell you something? You already are. You already are.
Probably because of all my ideas.
Yeah. Yes. Mom, protect her at all costs. Okay? You are so special. You are so special and wonderful, and just, can you be my life coach? Okay, well, I'll call you. Okay.
Just get my mom's number.
Okay.
And then we'll call her.
Yeah.
But not during work day.
That part. What's your age? What's your?
I'm 9. I'm gonna turn
10.
10.
Wow. 9 gonna turn 10. Okay. You're hired. You didn't have my job, but I love it. Thank you so much for it's a wonderful pitch. Yeah. Thank you for your pitch. It was wonderful, and I'll think about that for the next time we invest. Thank you so much.
Of course. Oh, really? That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Nice to meet you.
A-L-L-E-N-E. Can I ask a question?
A-L-L. Yes, you can.
On your journey, who did you listen to? What books did you read?
It was a lot of white men because that's what was available. But there's also Oprah. So Oprah has a book called What I Know for Sure.
Okay.
What I Know for Sure, and I listen to it every year for the last several years because every year it changes for me where I am in my life. It affects me in a different way. Also, Shonda Rhimes' Year of Yes was very helpful.
I have that in my Audible.
Yes, so
And you
those
said a lot of
two.
white men.
There's a lot of white men. It depends on what you want to do. So I was looking at venture stuff, and so there's a book by Brad. Is you're a founder or an investor?
Both.
Okay, so Brad Feld, Venture Deals.
Venture Deals.
That's like a 101, but it's not 101. It's kind of complex, but it's like a good reference book.
Venture Deals.
Yeah, and it'll teach you about both.
Venture Deals.
Yes.
Got it.
Thank you. Good to see you. Of course, thank you.
You signed it to Misty Millions.
Misty Millions? Is that what you said? So how do you spell Misty?
M-I-S-T-Y.
Is that your name?
Misty Millions?
Yeah.
No, you just crowned me.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I like that.
VC.
Yes.
I feel like there's a lot of us in here.
Yeah.
If you don't have your own idea, like business,
yeah.
In my mind, I thought it would be a good place to kind of look into being a venture capitalist,
Yeah.
being an investor. Is that the right way to be thinking about it?
It is a right way to think about it. I would say, though, what has helped me as a VC is having worked as a founder or with another company. So you don't have to have your own idea, but you can be the third person hired. Think about the people who were the third people hired at Uber, Facebook. I'm telling, those are so important hires, such important hires. Then you go work there a year or two, get some equity, learn a ton, get a network, and you are setting yourself up. And you can do this. I did this interview with Valerie Workman, who is a black woman who was at several places, including Tesla, took Tesla from 50,000 people to 100,000 people. And she said in our interview, people thought I was flighty because I would leave a job every 2 years, but instead I was stacking talent and skills. And now she can just go anywhere she wants to go. So that's what I would do. So yes, you can get into venture, and I wouldn't hold that, stop you from doing that. But I think what might be more stimulating for you is to work at a company to see what it's about, like an early company, not one that's just started, because they won't have their money. Right. But one that maybe has some funding, or they figured it out on their own. Right. They're going into, let's call it Series A or something like that. They've raised a couple $1 million, or they have generated that, where you can have a really profound effect on what they do and their trajectory. Okay. Thank you.
I almost gave up on it because life is so hard. But I need to be here to hear this. And I'm actually going to redo my thesis and get some things together.
Yes. This is the moment. Remember I said earlier, we gotta wake up. We've been sleeping a little bit.
Yeah.
You're awake now. It's good. I know it sold out. It sold out a few days ago. And people have been writing to me to get added to it. So we'll see. I don't even know what type of venue it is. It's a bookstore, but I don't know what it looks like. Excited to see. There are a lot of Black-owned bookstores that died out during COVID because they just couldn't. I mean, it was already kind of a lower profit margin kind of model. And then when you don't have people coming into the store, what do? So the fact that we are standing in this Black-owned bookstop and the ones in New York and Philly, it's even more special because it's not a given that it would still be thriving. I think that's what makes it special. Hi, how are you?
So happy to see
Good
you.
to see you. Thanks for having me here. I saw Carol. I didn't know you were still here. How are you doing?
I'm so happy to see you in person.
Too.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've got the very look.
Thank you.
I don't know you, but I feel like I know you from the interwebs because of Arlan.
You do know her.
Have we met?
No, but you know her.
I feel like I know you.
Yeah.
Can you sign all my books for me?
I signed
Are you
I'm Ashley.
Arlan, nice to meet you.
I have some questions I'm going to ask, but I
Great.
want to make sure that we have plenty of time for the folks. I see founders in the room. I
Yeah.
see business women in the room.
Yeah.
And so I want to make sure that they have an opportunity. So I'm going to kind of set the stage. If it feels like we don't have people, I got more questions.
Okay, great.
When I was like, Arlan needs to be in Tulsa. Like, my community needs her.
Well, here I am.
Like, it really means a lot.
You're not interviewing, but you're gonna intro?
I'm gonna intro.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say who I am, how I know you.
Yeah.
Why I wanted you to be here.
Yes.
And like share your bio and Ashley's, and then let you all just talk.
We can do that.
Hello.
Hi. Good, how are you?
Good
to see you.
Christopher.
Nice to meet you. Arlan.
Hi.
Nice
The
to
Build
meet
a Tulsa
you.
team, both of us.
Build a Tulsa team. Great. That's awesome. So a lot of your people are here. That's great.
We're all in Tulsa.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for having me here.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate
we're
it.
very excited. A lot of the founders are very excited. A lot of them have read your book, so
Yeah.
they're really
Oh, that's
excited to hear
amazing. Thank you. Yeah. This is beautiful. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah. Is this like stop? What stop is this?
Third.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, we did New York and Philly this week, and we did Philly last night.
Oh wow, so you're on the run.
Yeah, we got up at 5 this morning, and well, actually 4 this time. It was 5 in Philly.
Yes, right.
Haven't stopped.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Kudos to you.
Thank you, but it's so worth it.
Yeah,
It's so worth it. I'm just I gotta get my energy back up.
Yes, you got it. Got it. Shoot, you need some coffee? I feel like
Nah, we're good. I'll be okay in a minute.
Okay.
There's nothing like having something that's brick and mortar, something that you can walk into and see, touch and feel. There's something very special about that. I know anytime I'm driving by something, in my city and most other people's city, if I see it for lease or for sale on a retail location, I don't know, maybe the last 25 years, I have wanted to just pull over and see what that's about. I wanted something physical for so long. I didn't know exactly what though. That's the thing. I wasn't just going to buy it or lease it for the sake of it. But being on this tour has me thinking bookstore. Because I love that you can always have it like books in, books out, change it up a little bit. And I have like so many books at home in my office, so many books, and I just love them. So we'll see. You never know. There's a white shuttle, and I looked over at the freeway, and I didn't even know what the world meant. What does that mean at 5? But I said, everybody is gonna know me, like know me, right? And I think that meant my message. Hopefully, what that meant. The reason that I believe so much in myself is that I believe so much in you all. Like, I think we're all created equal. I think that's why I don't like when people shrink themselves. I think you're no better than anybody, but you're certainly no lower or worse than anybody else. So I believe that if you look at it like somebody left an inheritance, right, and everybody's going to listen for the will. Usually you see like rich families do that. All of us have had that with this country. We were left behind by our ancestors. We were left behind a piece of this country. It belongs to us. We have an equal right to it. And so many of us are not stepping up to claim it. So I'm just here waving my hands like, y'all, like, you gonna come get you one? You know, you're missing this. And what happens is, another thing that happens, people get a little bit. We get a little bit because we haven't had much. And I'm not saying all of us like that. I know some in here are doctors and lawyers and everything else, but sometimes we'll get something and we go in the corner and we hold on tight to it because we don't want to drop it. It's not that we don't want anybody else to have it, but we just don't want to drop ours. But what's happening is, if we were just to look over our shoulder, we would see all the abundance over here. And we're over in this corner. saying, oh, we made it. There's so much more. For half of you, this will be a nice evening and you'll go back to your life. And for the other half of you, you'll say, wait a second, I think I've been asleep a little bit.
If you had to start over tomorrow, get back to where you are now, what would you step in?
Yeah, I don't tend to have regrets. So, no regrets. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I don't tend to have regrets. So I honestly don't think I would change what I did. If this is a magical land where I can change anything, I would change what other people did along the way and how things would happen. But I think I did the best I could. There is something like very tangible that I probably would do is I would have stopped drinking sooner. So I'm sober for 6 years and yeah, thank you, 6.5. And I drank since I was 21 and for 15 years. And so if I think that would have helped a little bit. Hi, how are you?
I'm Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
I've heard you a couple of times and also love Purple Sneakers.
Yes.
I figured we would definitely have some synergy around that.
Love that. Oh, thank you.
I'm taking this selfie without my husband because I plan to be on your podcast someday.
Okay.
And I'm going to use this selfie when that time
What's
comes.
your name so we remember?
I'm Cindy McGee.
One of my favorite people in Tulsa.
Okay. So you're Cynthia. You're gonna be on the podcast. Cindy.
Yes.
We'll be on the podcast.
I'm going to be on the podcast.
You're gonna be at Your First Million Live, walking across the stage, having made their first million. Yes.
That's
Got
gonna
it.
be me.
Got it. Love it.
Okay, so my question was, of all the pioneers in Black Wall Street, which one's story resonates with you the most?
You know, I don't know enough to answer that question.
That's why I had that question, because you have Edwin P. McCabe energy or O.W. Gurley energy. And I would love to give you a tour of Black Wall Street.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Of course.
Thank you for coming here. I'm so
Yeah,
honored.
thank you so
honored.
much.
And thank you for answering my question.
Of course.
Overflow wise, you gave more than I even have.
Yes.
That's my name.
Okay. Thank you so
You
much.
should have that for sale.
Oh, we will.
Okay.
We will. We're gonna do the tour first, and then we'll
Okay.
make it happen. But appreciate it. Hi, how are you? How you doing?
You answer one question too?
You can try.
Okay, so the question I was going to ask is that I know you were talking about just kind of the attack on diversity, and I have a brand that focuses on female entrepreneurs. And sometimes I kind of think about just focusing on women because I know there's kind of an attack on diversity in women. And do you think that's necessary, or do you what do you see what's going to happen with that? Should I be considering it, or?
I think you should consider both. You consider both. One is you know that there are going to be women who need what you have, and so if it's like a business decision, it all has to be a business decision. So if it's like, I think I'll generate more, have more customers because women will know where to find me, and I'll be able to help them, and then repeat that over and over again. Then I'll do that. Or you could say, as a woman, I'm just going to be successful, and that'll show them. So you have to make the decision based on, don't base it on what you think it should be, like what people want you to do. Base it on which one gives you the most unfair advantage. Which one gets you the most leverage. And that's your decision. That's it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, thank you.
So my friend, we were already coming to your event in April.
Oh,
And then
really?
she messaged me and told me you were coming.
That's right.
I was like, oh, we have to go.
Oh, that's amazing. Tell me your name.
Crystal Berry.
I can't wait to see you there.
Yes, I'm
That's going to be
excited.
so exciting. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out to this. I'll see you in April. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Tell me where we met.
At Janine's backstage in Detroit.
Oh, really?
My sister's here as well.
Oh, my goodness. Janine in the building. Janine, Detroit. I remember that night. I remember that night. Yeah.
That's right. Bought my purple boots for you.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I love it. I love that. And the bow tie. Yeah. Thank you so much. Remind me of your name again? Piwa. Piwa. Yeah, thank you. Are we doing a picture? Oh yeah, great. What is divs? Like, is that like coding?
Yeah, coding.
Oh, okay. And we have you don't have a book?
Yeah, I don't have a book.
Okay. How you doing?
Pretty good. I'm actually part of your book team.
Oh, amazing. Thank you for coming. Tell me your name again.
Cameron Perry.
Cameron, thank you for coming out. I appreciate it. Are we doing a picture?
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's great to meet you in person.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
I need to reach out to you because I got a podcast as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Write to team@arlanwashere. Team@arlanwashere. That email that we use? Yeah. Thank you. Hi. How are you doing?
Khadijah.
How's it going?
Good. I want you to remember me.
Okay.
I don't have a business.
Okay.
But I comment on your stuff for years.
Okay.
On Instagram. Like Khadijah. I'm always in your comments.
I love that. I appreciate that.
My name is Abba. I'm a friend of Vanessa, and
Yeah.
I was on your group.
Book launch team?
No.
Or
You had a discount kind of thing.
bump sale?
Till November, and for $100 which was free
Yes.
till November, and I was on there.
Oh.
And it was just really cool to just meet you.
Good.
And I'm not gonna cry. It's an honor.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And you smell good. Girl, you smell like
fancy myself.
Yeah, like fall.
I will say, there was a time where I do want to start a fund.
Yeah.
I almost gave up on it.
You gave up. Say it again.
I almost gave up on it because life is so hard. But I need to be here to hear this. I'm actually going to redo my thesis and get some things together.
Yes. This is the moment. Remember I said earlier, we gotta wake up. We've been sleeping a little bit.
Yeah.
You're awake now. It's good. You probably weren't supposed to do it before because you didn't have the right calibration. Now you're gonna be more focused, more aimed at where you're supposed to be. A black woman asked me, how are you so successful in navigating white spaces? And I said, I don't navigate white spaces. They're not white spaces to me. They're my space. They're our space. I actually got my makeup done at 8 a.m. today. 8 a.m. today because something impromptu happened where I needed to be in the room for something for one of the companies that I've co-founded that I have not announced yet. And we found out, my co-founder let me know that there's going to be somebody speaking at 9 a.m. that I needed to be. We all felt I needed to be in the room. And I posted today this Mark Cuban, Elon Musk video. I posted about 3 hours ago because Elon Musk called Mark Cuban a racist, which is really stupid, but he meant racist against like white people, which is even dumber. And I posted three hours ago. It has 37,000 views on Instagram, and it's across all of my platforms. It has Mark Cuban why he invested $6 million into my fund when he does not like to invest in other people's funds. 2,500 likes on Instagram, which only really means that you put things out there and then you use the data that you see in your numbers, like Instagram, YouTube, all of these, TikTok, they all give you the data. They tell you how many people watched it, how many people liked it, how many people rewatched it, which is a good metric too. And you take that and just as one more data point to say, okay, this audience and audiences like it, react, and want this type of information or want this type of content. And what I learned from a Twitter poll that I did recently is that I asked people of the 4 following, what do they get from me or learn from me the most? And they said, I had the options of how to invest, how to get investment, how to generate revenue, or why diversity is important. And I talk about all 4 of those things all the time, but it was interesting to see the number 1 was why diversity is important. The number 2 was how to generate revenue. The investment side of what I do was the back burner. And I love that. I'm so happy that I saw that, because although I've invested in more than 200 companies, I don't consider myself an investor first. I consider myself an entrepreneur first. And I consider myself a key maker first. So if I'm already helping people generate revenue, which I hear about every single day, people tell me that I do, then my plan and my goal to help create 1,000 new millionaires over the next decade, you really have to understand that it's coming from how to empower people to generate their own revenue. It's not going to come from how do I teach 1,000 people how to raise capital from outside investors. So you can always have a little bit of both going, of course, and there's a nuance to it and there's depth to it, and that's what I talk about in my other YouTube videos and things of that nature, and my books, really, and my courses, but it was really great information. And then you have that survey that says that the most thing I teach is the importance of diversity. And then you have a video that gets more than 30,000 views in 3 hours on Instagram alone that talks about diversity and talks about it from a perspective that nobody else has. Nobody else has invested in 200 companies, has been invested in by Mark Cuban, has started this company while homeless, etc. So you take those two things, and it's really interesting that it's just proven out that way. Now, to give you reference, normally I'll get anywhere from 2,000 to 10,000 views on a video, on a given Instagram video. Sometimes it's been as much as 100,000, but it kind of varies. So I take that information that I just learned minutes ago while in my hotel room, and I think through and strategize, okay, how do I take that and remain authentic, because I don't want to just do clickbait or things that are just trendy. I have no interest in that. But how do I take the things that I know about and care about and react to them and comment on them? Because it's obvious that some people, not all, but some people want to hear my opinion. So how do I take that, choose the right topics, grow the platform so that more and more people can hear the message? If they hear the short message, many of them will convert to listen to the longer message. And the longer message is where you learn how to generate revenue and you learn how to become a millionaire. And you're one of my 1,000 new millionaires. A cab driver dropped the bag. I asked the cab driver if he would wait on us for 20 minutes while we run in here, because I didn't want to have to wait to find an Uber or find another cab out here because it's a little isolated. And he told me, he's like, oh, it's too expensive for you. It's too expensive for you. And I said, how much? And I said, for 20 minutes, how long would it cost just to wait? He said, $30. And I was like, okay. Because to me, it's worth $30 to do what I got to do, because time is money. And he's like, oh, it's too expensive for you. So he wouldn't do it because it was too expensive for me. He dropped the bag. He lost the bag because he was trying to get into my bank account. Y'all, don't count yourselves out like that. Don't sabotage yourself. Let me be the one to say I can't. That's too expensive, right? You never know what your customer has. You never know what resources your customer has, and if they can't pay, don't force them to pay. Don't try to bamboozle them, but don't be the person that lowballs you, right? And especially if somebody offers you money. If someone offers you money to be just a little bit better, please say yes.
Worked for like the Air Force, Raytheon, Lockheed, and then I went overseas as a radar system engineer. So,
wow,
yeah, I lived in
that's
Japan,
amazing.
Taiwan, and South Korea. Yeah, so
that's incredible.
25 to 29.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
That's the face of tech right there.
All your stuff for
Oh,
so
thank
many
you.
years.
Thank
My
you.
name is Dimple,
Nice
and I love your
nice to meet
story
you.
and all the different things you've done.
Thank you so much.
I wanted to, just say hello. So,
Oh.
actually, could we do a picture?
Yeah, of course. Yes. I'm speaking at 3. What address?
It's Rise Up Crowdfunding.
Rise Up Crowdfunding. And your name one more time.
Ruth Hedges.
Ruth Hedges. We will check it out. We'll make sure our audience checks it out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, and have a good
Thank you. Yeah, let me see what time it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I should go over there and say something to him.
I wanted to get a copy of your book. I didn't get it, and I wanted. No, you don't have to give me one. Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
Yeah. Catch me afterward. I'll sign it. Yeah.
When they are not the Gen Pop.
Oh yeah. Well, someone asked me, a black woman asked me, how are you so successful in navigating white spaces? And I said, I don't navigate white spaces. They're not white spaces to me. They're my space. They're our space, right? So I would say if you're the minority or, not the dominant population, as you say, you have just as much right to be here as anybody else. You have just as much inheritance of this country, of this world, as anyone else. You're equal, you're not better, you're not worse, but you're certainly not worse. Second thing is, I'm on a mission to eradicate imposter syndrome in women, and I'm also on a mission to instill entitlement in Black women. It's been so long we don't have entitlement. I want Black women specifically to have the entitlement of most of the white men I've interacted with here at CES, who will step over me, who will push against me, who will walk up to me literally and say, in my experience, you know things. I don't know what, yes, you know where things are. Where is ... If looks could kill, they might have just. And to tie it all together, the reason I want to do all of this is because we don't have time for imposter syndrome. We don't have time for any of that. The world is going to set up roadblocks for us, and for us to be the ones who say we can't do something, I don't care if you're a man, a woman, other, for us to be the ones who say that we can't do something, we're not supposed to be in the room, we're not allowed to be here, this is self-sabotage. I'll say this, and some people may walk out. Donald Trump was the president of the United States and may be once again. You can be the VP of programming or any VP anywhere on any planet, because that is true.
What was the name of the event that you said you're doing?
Your First Million Live.
Okay.
So if you go to Your First Million Live, so it's this, Your First Million Live, but
Okay.
Your First Million .live.
Okay, all right.
So we have everybody there.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm very good. I work with Alejandra Valdez from Amazon's Founders Table. So we did a brain with her, and she told me so much about you. She loves you and appreciates you.
Yeah, we love that. Yeah, I love Amazon. We did 2 filmings.
Yeah,
and
that's
it was
what she
great.
told me.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for
Thank you.
Thank
you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I just hear you. I'm like, oh my god.
Thank you.
You're so powerful speaking.
Thank you so much. What's your name?
Crystal.
Nice to meet you.
Can I take a picture?
Yeah, we just have to go this way because they keep picking us this way. Hi, good to see you. This is like so fun.
10 minutes late.
Oh, it's all good.
Well, maybe.
Okay, I'm going to take a picture here.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, wait.
Oh, she wants the picture. Yeah.
Love everything you're doing. I just got
Thank
your book
you.
on Audible.
Oh,
so I'm
awesome.
excited.
Thank you.
Although, so now I can actually listen right away.
Yeah.
And then your next event is the April one. Right?
Yes, I'm on tour, but the next big event is April 9th through the 12th.
Okay.
Your First Million Live.
Well, I appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you.
And it's very inspiring.
Thank you so much.
We need more people like you in the space.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Amanda Henry. I'm based out of Los Angeles. I am the VP of Brand Partnerships at Therabody, a company that my husband founded. He is the inventor of the Theragun.
Theragun.
Yes.
Anybody who's been on Instagram knows what a Theragun is. Y'all know what the Theragun is? That thing that goes.
Yeah.
That thing that's like does the muscles. What? Yes. Her husband founded it.
Yeah.
And they have other products too. And she what is your title there?
VP of Brand Partnerships.
VP of Brand Partnerships there, and that's her family's company.
It's been an incredible journey. It's an incredible company. Obviously, we've grown so much in the past years. He's created the first one in 2008.
Yeah.
He's a chiropractor by trade and got into a motorcycle accident. Was looking for something in the market to treat his injury, and the only options at the time were surgery or opiates. And that was not, he knew there was another solution out there, but there wasn't. So he made one.
Yeah.
To treat his soft tissue pain, and really had no intention of selling it or doing anything with it. Rehabbed himself, put it away, thought somebody for sure has made this or something like this. No one did. He had a patient come into his practice with a similar injury, and that was the first time he thought about doing it on somebody else, using it on somebody else. He used it on him, it worked, and at that point he's like, I gotta figure this out. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Fast forward years later in 2016, he met his business partner. They officially started the company, which was awesome. I had my own company at the time. I had a company fostering female-run and led business.
So we were on the same track.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I had to make a decision. Do I leave my company and invest in this one and really have a chance to kind of create a white space? And I took the gamble. I joined the team, and I had a really tall task of really helping consumers understand why they needed to buy a $600 Theragun versus a $10 foam roller.
Yeah. Anything about, is any of the revenue public? Any of the numbers public?
They're public. They're public. We just did Series A last year.
Okay.
And we raised a really awesome round. So.
This is exciting. That's very cool. I love that. I just love that story.
Thank you. That's awesome. And I love what you're doing. I mean, you're honestly an inspiration for a generation.
Oh,
thank you. Your work is awesome.
I appreciate that.
It's good to meet you in person.
You too.
Love all the success. Your story is incredible. So very inspirational. Is it okay we take a picture together? Of course. Yay!
Thanks very much.
Show me some of that Spanish dancing. Ask me a bottle, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, yes. Yeah, this use the system so much. Help me believe in anything.
Don't get too much of it because I don't like it. It's like iRobot. It's gonna attack me. Look at that. It's like eyeing me. It's a very dangerous road. No, it's cool. I don't want to spread fear unnecessarily. Although I do think at any moment it's going to attack me.
My name is Jenna Smith. I am a VC analyst at Advantage. We invest at the early stages between sports and technology. And so when I was in the Master's of Sports Management program at Columbia, essentially our professor Grant's son introduced Arlan Hamilton's story, learning a little bit more about kind of her trajectory in the industry, which inspired me to get into VC. So it's truly an opportunity to be able to meet her and connect with her today.
That's so cool. I love that. Thank you all. Anyone who was a professor using the Harvard Business case study at your school, this is the results of it. She's now in venture. That's amazing. I love it. 2 years in. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'm headed to Gary Vaynerchuk's VaynerX dinner here at CES. And I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of marketing people, I'm assuming. I hope to see Gary. I don't know if he's here or not, but I'm sure he is. He did a lot of his content from CES when he first started his vlog, so I think that's kind of cool. And Gary's going to be at my event, Your First Million Live, dropping gems like always.
Basically, after my dad died, I came across this book, and it was really difficult for me to handle it the same way. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
But what happened was through this book, I realized that I can build a business to teach people of color how to handle their estate plans and how to do that. And I haven't given up. And you really put me out of a tough time, and you made me believe in myself. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And so we're good on all across them all. We're not at a red point of any of them being like sold out. Because what you want to do, obviously, premium, you want it to be a certain thing. And then, but they said on the site the first 2 to 5 rows of the orchestra, because there's the pit and then there's the orchestra. And then the other ones say 5 to 20, and then there's more for general admission plus. And then general admission itself would be mezzanine and loge if we end up opening that beyond 4,300 seats.
How are you doing? I'm doing well. Those are cute.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Doing good. I have an office next door here.
Oh, perfect.
I started a foundation.
Yeah,
I've done some things that are just different outside of what you typically know me for.
Yeah. Are you happy to feel doing projects?
I don't know. It's acting has always been an extension of who I am. Right, and so an expression. So there's lots of ways to express.
Yeah, okay.
And I feel I've expressed myself quite a bit in that area, and I'm just looking for some other ways to allow the things within to come.
Yeah.
I wrote a book as well.
Oh, what's it called?
The Game
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. We all need to be able to fish, because we all need to be able to, at the drop of a dime, I need 10,000, whether it's to pay the bills, something came up, or it's simply to go on a fabulous vacation. I need to be able to generate that legally, ethically, and quickly, because I want to. And I'll tell you why. Because I've been in these rooms with wealthy people, the abundance of wealthy people. On a drop of a dime, they will spend what some of us make in a year on the most frivolous things, and they're living their best life and they're moving on. And we are still, should I do this, or is it okay? We're still battling imposter syndrome, some of us, and we're playing on a different game board than they're playing on, and they know it. And they're like, good, more for us over here. So we're doing all these things that are against self-sabotage and limiting beliefs and all of that. We're not even on the right game board. So we all in this room, every single one of us in this room, in 2 years, if you're not already, could be a millionaire. Or well on your way. Could be. And if you're someone who's like, I don't want a million, I don't need a million, do it just because you can, and then give it away. And then give it away. It's your money. You can spend it on whatever you want, right? But do it just because you can, because there are a group of people who are doing it just because they can. Right. And we need the power, control, all the things collectively that we can do with that. Thank you. Do you have a podcast? No. Can we do a podcast together? I know it's a lot to ask, and I'll give you a moment to think about it. But okay. I'd love to do a podcast with you.
That'd be great. I love it. What are you thinking? You look like you have.
I don't even know exactly, but I think there's something in having two different points of view on something, and there's a lot. There are a lot of people I could do this with, but I just feel like we would have maybe even different audiences, and then just an interesting kind of.
I'm in.
Okay, cool. Okay, we'll talk about it.
Thank you. This is great.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes. Good to see you. How you doing? You too.
Good.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
I talk about manifesting. The end of last year, beginning of this year, I said I am going to make my first million this year. Then the Birdhouse did this.
Yeah.
I bought your ticket immediately.
Wow.
To come see you, and I started your book today. My book was delivered to my house today.
Wow.
And I said, I'm coming.
Oh, I love that.
If you wouldn't mind putting to Samantha, I'll see you when you make your first million.
Okay.
I can imagine you or something.
Okay, what's your name?
Justice.
Justice, love that. Janet's my favorite. She played Justice in Poetic Justice.
You know that's how I got my name?
Is it?
Yes.
Wait, when did it come out?
So, no, I'm not that young. But in high school, my friend was like, oh, you remind me of Janet Jackson in Poetic Justice, and probably just like,
are you a poet?
No, I'm not. Okay. But I was in a African American history class, and I was really inspired by.
I love that. Yeah, that's Janet. The introduction talks about Janet. That's the first thing I talk about.
Very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm looking forward to signing up for the live.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I can't wait it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see you there.
Yeah. Okay.
Your first million live.
Revitalized, recharged.
I love
ready
that.
to go.
I love that.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Tell me your name.
Candia.
Candia. Thanks.
Like I can dance.
I can dance. I love it. Okay, what perfume is this?
That I wear?
Yeah.
All that and more?
All that and more.
Yes, I have
It is all that and more.
I have a women's clothing boutique. I'll give you my card.
Okay, is this your perfume or someone else? This is your perfume that you created?
Yeah. No, someone made it for me. And then
But I'm saying it's your scent? It's your brand?
Yes.
This smells amazing. All that and more.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to get the perfume. I collect perfume. How are you? It's good to see you.
You too.
Oh, I love this. I love this. That's actually really cool. That is so pretty.
Thank you so much. I'm the one who was like, I'm going to get to LA some kind of way.
on Instagram. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was so excited to get here.
Yeah.
How are you?
I remember. So tell me about it a little bit.
So I created this platform called Take Your Privilege. I'm just tired.
You're tired.
I have nothing left after
Where-
with all these white folks.
Yes.
Where in the book? This is for you too.
Where are you? Like, where do you live? Oh, we were just in Vegas. So you're in Vegas. You're working on. You have this beautiful book. Let's definitely get this in there. Just a gorgeous book. Okay.
So I'm just at rock bottom.
Why is it rock bottom?
I need a break from this to kind of find myself again. Because you kind of get lost educating white folks on their racism and privilege.
Yeah. So we're gonna get you out of that. Like, you gotta get this different because you've done.
I wanna
You've
be
done
just
your
the
deal.
founder, right? So
Yes.
Someone else can go with it. So I just need to.
You know
get
who I'd
back
love to talk to is
myself.
Danielle Leslie. Do we have Is Danielle? I saw her. I don't know if she left. I want you to talk to Danielle. I think she might be someone interesting just to have a conversation with.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So I saw this one coming out, so I got It's About Damn Time. And then when I read that part about privilege, I was like, oh my God, I have to meet Arlan.
Yeah.
So your thoughts on privilege, how we all have it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you've been in this book.
Oh,
Yeah.
I try to read one book a week, but I'm gonna.
Well, I'll take this one. Thank you. I did sign it. So thank you so much. Of course. I think you might be experiencing burnout.
Yeah.
And so I think it's so on the surface, right? It's just there. And this is called Heal Your Way Forward.
That's my podcast. I'm trying
Yeah.
to get that
Yeah. So I think you need like a sabbatical.
back. I would love to take a
Sabbatical. I think there's a way. I think there's a way. Even turn the sabbatical into the company.
Oh, I had this vision for something called the Reparative Future Fund, reparations as an act of, investment.
Yeah. So my thought on this is it's less about. I just think that you could document your sabbatical from the moment of now. It can represent so much to so many people that turns into something you can monetize. Okay. What's called? Hi Danielle, how are you? Can I have you? So I just wanted you all to talk just for a moment. If you had a moment.
Absolutely.
She has this book and it's some heavy stuff, and I just wanted if you could pour into her a little bit. Just conversation.
Yes,
that's all.
absolutely.
Is it okay?
That's okay.
Okay. Yes. I'm gonna keep this. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So grateful to have you on the team. I'm feeling so inspired this week, fired up for 24.
Awesome.
Let's do this. So I'm like,
Yeah. You got a great team of advisors.
I know. Starring this one.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, no, they all love you. It's very just such an energizing way to start the year. I had a really hard holiday. My cat passed away. It was just but I felt really good after the meeting, and this whole week we've just been grinding. So thank you for always being so inspiring.
Yeah. Say what your company is.
My company is Gritty and Pink, and we are building a global destination to hire female freelancers. Started with the music industry in pink.com, backed by Live Nation, and Arlan Hamilton, strategic advisor.
I feel like I know you. Do I know?
I'm on your stuff. I'm always commenting.
How you doing?
And that's my husband.
How you doing?
He didn't inspire on the chance that you could also sign this first book because
Yes, of course.
this was very life changing for me.
Of course.
Basically, after my dad died, I came across this book, and it was really difficult for me to handle it the same way. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
But what happened was through this book, I realized that I can build a business to teach people of color how to handle their estate plans and how to do that. And I haven't given up. And you really put me out of a tough time, and you made me believe in myself. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you're here.
Me too.
And I'm glad I wrote this book.
Yeah.
Because of this,
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice
so
to
nice
see
to
you.
meet you.
You
I was
too.
just checking. It's About Damn Time was like the 6th book I read during quarantine.
Oh, nice.
So thank you so much. It sparked it. I released corporate. I'm in my full entrepreneurship.
Love
and
it. Love
I'm
it.
excited to get this, and I'll see you in 3 years to
Yeah.
sign, and I tell you that
That's
I
what
made
I'm
my
talking
million.
about. That's what I'm talking about. I
Yes.
love that. And I just believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just know it. That's
It's a
great.
non-starter. It's happening, so put in the work.
It's good.
So
It's great.
Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
We're watching,
you.
and it's resonating.
Thank you.
Hey!
Hamilton.
Wait a second. So what town are y'all from?
Louisiana. Stop.
Okay,
Exactly.
no, my dad's from Alabama,
Okay,
but
okay.
you
really favor my dad's side of the family.
I was thinking, I was like, your face.
You really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you an LA person?
No, Dallas. And my mom's from Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
So we were in.
Okay, so we were like. Oh,
but it's my dad's side.
That's like
It's
your
my dad's side is Hamilton.
Exactly, yeah.
So your family goes back to Louisiana?
Yeah. They're from an area near Baton Rouge called St. Francisville.
Okay. This is trippy.
I know, right?
Okay. So we could conceivably do something in person if we do this project together.
In person is great.
Yeah, and you have a podcasting center. Can I be so bold as to say we should do it here, or should we do somewhere else? Okay. And that'd be a great way to promote both what we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm back February 5th.
Okay.
And I'm here for a while. I go to like a couple of things. You're back after April, so it'll be after your...
No, we could start sooner than that. I'm going to be here a few days in February, a few days in March.
Okay. And I'm also working remotely. I just work from Hawaii and here.
Yeah, I just, I really want to, if we can do it in person, I just really prefer that. Because we could always do it Zoom, but I really like this idea of it making more content out of it, doing the whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll email
That's
some
exciting.
ideas.
I just need everybody to understand, just like, people say I'm not, like recently, people I find to be brilliant say, I'm not as smart as those people. Okay. I can't relate to even thinking those thoughts. So I need us all to understand that, not just for ourselves personally, but we kind of owe it to each other to all believe that we can do this.
I had to come over here and say something to you.
Okay.
Because I was a junior at UNC.
Yeah.
And I was in entrepreneurship. And we had VCs coming to our class. There was a white man that came, a managing partner at a VC firm, and I asked him, have you ever thought about investing and having only like a black and brown fund? He gave me this runaround answer, and a week later, Brittany Davis from Backstage Capital came. Thank you for your vision. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Because I am now working for Kim Lewis at Curl Mix, because I went to Backstage Capital. I looked up your fund. I looked at the people that you were working with, and I just trusted you. I was like, if you're working with them, then they're a good bet.
Marble, white, green, blue, aviator. Yeah, we're gonna actually have some more here. So we need 7, 8 more. Just anything like this that's out. Just a mixture. So if you take them out of that, yeah, exactly. Thank you.
I've been following your work for a while, quite a few years. I'm a member of Tech Ladies, and I first found out about you through there. So I've been there for the last 5 years. And I came to the conference specifically to meet you.
Wow. Well, here we are, first day.
Here we are. And she made me come up and talk with you.
And I'm very nervous. I was like, go say hello.
Yeah. Having a panic attack right now.
It's okay, you're good. We just have a couple cameras, don't worry about it.
What's your name?
I'm Tamu Grade.
Nice to meet you.
Really nice to meet
Tell me
you.
your name one more time.
Dede Tetsubayashi. Dr. Dede.
Dr. Yes.
Tetsubayashi.
Thank you for saying that.
Thank you.
Well, this is great. I'm so glad you're here. And on Friday, I'm speaking twice. And this is just already an amazing event, right? This is so beautiful. And then my mother has her glasses here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
gracious.
Goodness. Those are her glasses that she designed.
I need a pair.
Yeah, you can check them out and wear them in the mirror if you want. If you want to try them on.
Are they sunglasses or prescription?
So they're sunglasses, but you can get anything you want done to them either on your own or you can send them into our partner.
Right.
June.
Yes.
I was telling your mom how your mom reminds me of my mom.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I know. And she got on my favorite color right now. Purple.
Your favorite color?
Purple.
Purple.
You remember?
She has purple, 2 purple pair of glasses.
I'm going to get them.
Yes.
I'm gonna get one.
You two look like Disney heroes. You do.
you please film them? You both look like you're princes from like a Disney film. It's incredible. That's incredible. That's crazy.
I just think the way that you show up for your customer, you're saying something about who you see them as.
Yeah.
And so the packaging, she's sweet. But the packaging, the fact that she's wearing them, the fact that she's colorful and so on, especially as an older woman, it means a lot. It's not.
And this is her. This is authentic. This is her every day.
That's why I asked her name, not you, because I know your name. I asked you what her name was because I want to refer to her because this is her brand.
I get it.
So it's beautiful. Love it.
Wonderful. You better go with it. Yes. Yes. That's French Riviera right there.
All right.
Hey, we're loving it. We're loving it. Yeah.
You show up, your story, you know what I'm saying? It resonates so much. And for you to have this, I do what the fuck I want, and who gonna check me, boo? And standing on business, like Courtney's like, yeah, you trying to go? I'm like, we in there.
We're there. We're there. You know, he's gonna be there. He's right.
Never get Issa in the room
You know
anywhere.
what I'm saying?
Yes, done.
This is the first one I grabbed.
I know, done.
I have to try on everything.
Done. Let me tell you, here, go here.
You're like, go here.
Yes. They're beautiful.
Yours are cute.
That's ours. Yeah. I absolutely love. I love all of them. Okay.
I mean, you can't lose. You literally can't.
These are so cute. Do you want these?
Because they are so fabulous.
You see how cute? Listen, you are so talented. This is fabulous.
So heading back for rehearsals at ROI. Also, day 2 of Mom's Eyewear table. It's already a good vibe in here, so should be fun.
Here is a question, because some of them have some slides, which I gave them strict instructions that slides should be graphical and very minimal information for a pitch. They will be on the screen that says the Millionaire Summit, so that you guys can see them, and then you can probably get a little side view from there. Because they're LED, we can see it, so I just want to make sure you think that's comfortable enough, right? Just to give you an
Do we have a
overview.
piece of paper, like on a clipboard, that we are able to take notes on?
That's what, I'm so glad you asked, because Helen asked that same thing. And
Yeah.
yes, we will have
Yeah.
clipboard with
That's all we really
pens.
need.
There will be a countdown clock on the left screen. Dre will come out right at 7 minutes.
I'm going all day. Who's gonna cut all this footage?
He edits it. He's already done it. He's already done it.
You're getting a year's worth of footage, huh?
We release something twice a week, constantly. And that's just the documentary stuff. We have other types of content that we release on top of that. If you documented your stuff for a month and you posted consistently on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn, and it was like, Mondays and Thursdays or Sundays one time a week, you just doing it for 1 month for you, you would have, I don't want to go too far, but you would have an extremely different situation as far as opportunity, because you already have you already do the thing, even with smaller numbers watching, because it's such a deep experience.
No, I know I need to do it. Send me this clip, because when I start doing it, I'm gonna give you credit for pushing me. At the beginning of the year at ROI on this stage, in this moment, we are here. I'm gonna tap into your mic. We are here, and Arlan is telling me to do what I know I need to be doing.
If you wanted to go even 10x what I just said about you, if you were to sit down in your kitchen and have a moment with the camera and talk about this was happening with my in my life I'm having, you know, what we just talked about, half of that, which we just talked about off camera. Girl, you know you would have so many people who related to you and also who looked up to you because they were like, she's doing all that and she has that going on. I have all that going on and I'm not doing that, but I could. It would just tap into something. So you just kind of find your lane. And
you said it. I've been moving in the shadows for a long time,
and it works.
Even when I moved here, do you know I found out that they say that they nicknamed me a nickname I didn't even know.
Which was?
The Harriet Tubman of Puerto Rico.
There you go.
Because I was the first.
Bringing everybody here.
I was the first black woman to move here. That's, you know, a founder that's young and in tech and all these kinds of things. I'm like, y'all be talking about me like this. I didn't even know.
I don't know if you care about having more people move here who are business. Like if you want to have, let's say it would be good for the ecosystem if 50 more people moved here who are women, who are black, who are Latina. If that would be good for the ecosystem. If that is the case, if you believe, okay, we need this, we need doctors and we need entrepreneurs and this, doing this for 3 months, you would feel it. It would be full because you would be very intentional of what you're saying. And I want to let everybody know this is something special. Yes. I have asked Rachel to interview Mrs. Sheila Johnson at the event, Your First Million Live, April 9th through 12th. The first black woman billionaire and the co-founder of BET.
Hello.
Because you know what?
And the founder of Salamander Resorts, which is my favorite fall place to go visit.
Fall, she said. That's she's rich.
That's where I go.
She's
fall.
Rich. She said fall.
You've heard of summer.
Listen.
Where do you autumn though?
Listen,
okay.
can I tell
you know where you want to autumn? At Salamander Resort. Okay.
I'm going to show her this. Now, do you know why I wanted you to speak? I'm interviewing most people.
Yes.
I'll tell you why. It's a recurring theme with us.
Tell me.
Y'all both have horses.
Oh my God. Yes.
I really should be taking a break right now, but I can't. And so I'm trying to catch my breath internally. So we'll see what happens. Hey!
Welcome.
How you doing? Good to see you.
Oh my goodness. How are
I'm
you? You brought Mom.
Hi, how you doing?
And the whole fam here. How is
Great.
everyone?
How's it been?
Good. I know, and that's like last year as we did the entire Shark Tank right there.
Yeah, that's what Rachel
originated.
said that it inspired it.
No, that's super fun. I'm super excited. Before cameras, I guess, are already rolling with you, so
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
Do you have time to catch up later?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. On the next book, and so I got a book deal for the second book. Both of them were a book deal, and on this one I was like, you know what? I want to help create 1,000 millionaires in the next decade, and this book is the kickoff.
You can do. I feel like you're already creating over 1,000.
Yeah, I want to do, so I hear people say I want to do 1,000, I want to do 1 million millionaires.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I want to really be the reason, like the kickoff point, and track it.
Ooh.
So to be able to look back and say that 1,000 millionaires started from the learnings and the book and the event that we're doing together, all of that, like we're going to track it, and people who reach that status will go across the stage each year at Your First Million Live.
that you have taken in your story, so it helps me.
Yeah.
So you're helping other people as well, not just people in that space that need
Well, this book is 90% about not taking venture capital.
Okay.
So it's about everybody else too.
Yes.
So that's what I'm most interested in and focused on.
Good, very good. I was in your session last year.
Oh, were you? So you saw when the woman pitched?
Yes.
So now we're doing the Schmilly Tank because of that.
Awesome.
That's why we're doing Schmilly Tank later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys end up funding her?
We didn't fund her, but I did have a meeting with her, and I gave her a lot of my time, and both of them, and I think I convinced them to try to do more on their own without taking outside funding, so they can hold on to more ownership, which is what I really wanted her to do.
I wasn't processing to win on that day.
Yes.
And so I didn't prepare anything. I just was like, okay, Lord, if I win, just in prayer, he was like, well, your intro song says it all. So I was like, well, you know what? That's what I'll say if I win, Lord. And that's why I sung the song on the stage, and I was just like, oh, this is so perfect. But it caught me off guard in the best way.
Yes.
It was an amazing experience.
They're going to introduce Mom to Tabitha, so maybe Angel will too. So it's good she stayed right now.
Arlan, are you
Should be
okay
okay.
with sitting on this chair just because?
I'm happy to.
Since they're going to be commentating and everybody's that way, they're not like.
I'm just checking the chair.
Okay.
I have no problem standing wherever you want me. So what the reasoning is?
That way, since you're going to be introducing everybody, so they're not.
I'm going to be introducing everyone?
Yeah, you're going to be announced first, and then you'll be just introducing. Or we don't have a voice of God with everybody else's names, just with your name. So.
Okay, let's talk a little bit.
Introducing everybody?
I don't mind it. I just mind not being told that. Like
okay,
I don't.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know that was going to be the case.
Okay.
So kind of walk through it a little bit. Hey, get on the dance floor. Kit Kat and this and that.
So
Yeah, on the ones.
We can run it really quick before Shannon and Yadira get here. Puedes poner
I mean, this is like something like what, 4 names, and I have to.
Arlan, el tercero. So we're gonna fade it smoother, and this is what you're gonna hear.
Arlan Hamilton.
So that's what you're gonna hear.
Great.
And then we'll play your intro song. Pon el energy. It'll be obviously smooth. We're just you'll give your intro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I haven't been told any of this. So I'm told that I'm on a panel. I'm happy to do anything, but I wasn't told any of this. So I don't. So kind of take me through. Why am I moderating this panel?
We have you as moderator.
I can do it. It's not a problem. I can moderate in my sleep. It's just not to be told.
Like who connected with you about coming?
We'll talk about that later. So so we can get through it, right? So tell me what I'm doing. What is the topic? Tips for achieving Schmilly status. Are there any directions you want me to go in? Because
I'm going off of that.
and then also, can I have a list of names so I can see them there, but I can start pronouncing them? It's actually, the funny thing is like, it's really good to do this. And if I had known about it, I actually would have been excited to do it. It just threw me off for a second, but I want you to see that. Like, you know, I'm not all sunshine all the time. Over the initial shock of never knowing that.
I just
and
found
now
out
I
that you didn't know.
Had no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know where that miscommunication came from. It very well could have been on my side, but I don't think so because usually we have a conversation about it. I thought it was a panel, and we're all just on the panel. Well, the cool thing is, since my book is Your First Million, and we're talking about their first million and beyond, it's a natural conversation.
Absolutely.
So that's easy. Like that to me are simple.
Absolutely.
To me, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. It's all good. Yes, it's great to see you. I'd love for you to meet my mother. She adores you. Mrs. Sims.
I'm doing well.
These are her glasses at 74. I just want to give a shout out. My mother just met Tabitha. Yeah, my mother, she just met her and they had a moment. She fixed her earrings. It was really cute. And if you don't know, my mother, last year we were talking about her eyewear line. It had not been launched yet. It was a thing in the making. And I think everybody thought it was kind of cute and like, oh, that's really nice that you're going to have yes, Mrs. Sims, yes. Don't you know she has a whole table here with all 6 designs of her eyewear? A lot of it is like having the audacity of like a 30-year-old white man named Chad. Several of them I have in my venture groups. And, you know, they're not losing sleep. And I'm not saying every single white man. Come on, y'all. I'm saying Chad. But they're not losing sleep about a lot of this, and we don't want to emulate the mediocre, no matter who they are. We can also learn from them And some of the stuff that we take on as women of color and women and non-binary, we take on so much that we really should not take on mentally for one reason or another. I didn't think it was, it's like, there's so many people on the panel. Well, I get to talk. I got to talk. So much.
So inspirational. So you should do comedy also. Because you're funny and you hit all the points today. That was amazing.
Thank you so much.
You're natural and everything, like comedian.
Thank you. Thank you.
Led by emerging and underestimated managers. Y'all give it up for Arlan Hamilton. Each Smiley will come out, pitch their business for 4 minutes to the judges, and then it's their chance to ask questions and give feedback.
How does it keep its soul as it grows?
So one of the reasons why I've kept 5-Minute Bookkeeper the way it is because of the user experience. And whatever platform I create, it would have, the stipulation is that it has to stay. The user experience has to remain the same.
I have never done live television. I recorded the talk that aired maybe an hour or two after I recorded it, and that was in front of a live studio audience. That was so much fun. I can't remember recording it. I have seen the replay of it. It goes by so fast. So I imagine that's what this is going to be like. Since this is live, you ever get that deer in the headlights where you can start hearing yourself and it echoes and you kind of like forget where you are feeling? That is the only thing that could take me down when it comes to live. So I'm going to try to stay really present. I'm not nervous. I think I'll get a little bit of excitement a couple minutes before I go on. But I'm not nervous, which I would have been a few years ago. Wouldn't have been able to do this at all a few years ago, at all, whatsoever. And so I have to get very focused. It's the same thing as if I'm going in front of a very large crowd to speak. It's the same kind of vibe. Oh, it says ABC up there. Thank you, Sunny. We'll be about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, hi.
Hi, I'm Erin.
Oh, it's great to see you.
Hi. How are you?
Did you
Nice to meet you.
Did you see Jessica outside?
Yes.
Because we might want to pull her in, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, like make it
Can I ask you this too?
Yeah.
I have been told by a couple friends who are on the show that Tamron likes to change the questions last minute. Is that true? Okay. So just be prepared. Okay.
So honestly,
I mean, I would, right?
Honestly, though, whatever she asks you is going to be about you, so just go with it. But like I said, feel free to give full, complete answers and expand upon your answers.
Okay.
Hi.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I am April, the stage manager.
Nice to meet you.
Hello. Nice to meet you too. Welcome to the Tamron Hall show. Someone's going to come up and mic you up in a little bit, okay?
Mm-hmm. That sounds good. Thank you.
So then, like, you end up scaling slower because when others are able to drop 10 million on a lab, I'm over here transforming a Harlem Brownstone into like this steampunk energy lab.
Yeah.
And you have to. So yeah.
Save it.
I know. What you're saying.
Save it.
We can do that.
Totally fine. And then Arlan, I have a question for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You said in an interview, I wake up every day thinking about ways of catalyzing other people. What was it about Jessica and her company that made you want to invest? However you want to answer that. And then the last question we have here is, Arlan, you say your goal is to create 1,000 millionaires. What are the next steps for you?
We were sharing a dressing room, and now they've moved her into a bigger dressing room by herself. So that's really backstage. When I say I'm backstage, and Jessica, our headliner, is front and center. I'm just joking mostly about that. Mostly.
Well, she's a venture capitalist, meaning she gives startups the funding they need in exchange for a stake in the company. And she invests in the underdogs, or as she says, people who are underestimated. She's also the author of the book, It's About Damn Time, and her latest book, Your First Million. Please welcome to the TFM, Arlan Hamilton. Arlan, I have to tell you, your story is absolutely incredible. I mean, it reads like a movie. I mean, I picture trading places with Eddie Murphy. It's like a movie, but it is your life.
Yes, it is. Yes, I can't believe it sometimes, but you know, it came from a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
And a vision and seeing something people couldn't see at the time.
Here's a glimpse of Arlan's vision. Take a look.
My name is Arlan Hamilton. I'm the founder of Backstage Capital.
Like, first of all, you're so unassuming. You know, you're kind of blushing right now. I know your mom is in the audience sitting by. I guess I'm in the movie frame of mind because Nina was just on, but a lot of people think venture capitalists, they think the character that Leo DiCaprio played in Wall Street.
Yes.
Like some cutthroat dude who's ready to win at all costs and not care about the underdog. You care because we are underdogs.
Yes, and that character is who I was up against and who I'm up against on a daily basis. But I thought if I am up against this, we all must be up against it. And there must be a way to break through. Right. And I knew that I could yell about it, I could talk about it. I'm very loud and proud. But if I were writing checks at the same time, people would listen.
Yeah, but
Hey, how you doing? Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. It's great to see you.
You too.
We were on Damon's show together, but we were not in person.
I know. I remember.
Yeah.
I've been following you.
Oh, I want you to meet Angel before we get started. Yeah. Come on in, Angel.
Hi. Hello, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good, how are
So
you?
Angel's my sister-in-law. This is my brother. They work together, and then they also document me, so we'll tell them more about that. But she loves the show, loves your work, and I want to make sure that y'all saw each other.
That means a lot to me. You like my braids? I like your braids, girl.
I really believe that the very first thing you should think about is hiring a fractional, or you can call it part-time or contract, executive assistant type who can free up the CEO's time. And that you may be a solopreneur, just you, but can free up your time from the menial tasks and the minutia so that that CEO can do what they do best, which should be sales, maybe fundraising if you go that route, and customer service. So a lot of people, and I've studied this with a lot of companies, they'll spend 20 plus hours a week invoicing or talking to someone on the phone or doing things that, or like posting or doing things that, very important things, and I said menial, but probably the wrong phrasing. They're very important things, but they're tedious, and they can be done by someone who loves doing that stuff and can do it all day long, but you can hire them for 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, little by little, right? And you can start taking that off your plate so that you then can put those same 10, 5, 20 hours. Imagine if like the thing that brings you the most opportunity, if you're able to do that 20 times the amount of times you can do it today, or 2 times the amount, it would just bring more opportunity back.
Yeah, being able to delegate is also an important quality, because sometimes you feel like if I don't do it, it's not going to get done right. Like those.
It's true. Can I tell you that that's true though?
Yeah.
It's not going to get done the way you want it to because they're not you. But as multiple people have said that I've studied, isn't it better to have somebody do something 80% as well as you do if it means you can go out there and do what you do best at the full capacity?
Okay. And Arlan, your brother's here too, and I want to make sure that we acknowledge that this is an important time for him.
You must have a very happy mother.
Oh yes, and she's doing her thing too. So we're
we wanted to, but your brother's here, and I just want to acknowledge why this is an important time.
So my brother, say hi, Rook.
Hey, what's up with it?
Hey,
Didn't you just have a few downloads or something?
Yes, I'm gonna say what happened today.
Shout
so
him out.
He just reached 250 million views on YouTube through his show Real Life Street Stars.
200 Real Life Street Stars.
Y'all heard about it. Y'all know Real Life, and so you want to say anything about it?
Come sit.
Hey.
Sit in the camera.
Where are y'all?
Where I need to be at?
Right here.
Okay.
Where you want to? Where you're in Dallas?
Yeah,
Just
Dallas,
tell us about
Texas.
your show.
Real Life 3 Stars, famous blue couch with the light wall in the background.
Yes. Well, who are a couple people you've had on recently?
You know, Charleston White, Mark Cuban,
Yeah.
Jaguar Wright, you know, the famous interview with Jaguar Wright.
Yeah.
The whole gamut. Okay.
They do the whole gamut.
Soon to have
It's a lot.
Wealth Wednesday. Charleston White to Mark Cuban.
I would love to see y'all on that show.
We went
too.
Yeah, y'all just come down there in Dallas.
Yeah.
Famous light wall
Yeah.
anytime y'all.
Because we hear your voice in the background, but we don't. What's that? I'm sorry, I'm taking. What's the decision to be off camera? Like, why did y'all make that decision?
So nobody can mess it up.
Oh.
If someone gets the big head or something, no, the show's always gonna go on.
Yeah, so it's not about y'all, it's
not
about your
them.
guests.
Yeah, it's about the guests all the time.
I think that's a real good key for success, right? Because you figured out what exactly it needed to be to reach the 250 million. And I have to say, it took 13 years, but the last 2 years is where you got most of the views.
Oh, that consistency really matters. People never know when that's going to happen. Did Backstage Capital, and I know somebody from there
she
that
putting
can
on the spot.
actually
She putting us on the spot.
Get an investment.
Well, I think one of the biggest investments was getting Mark Cuban on the couch and that. My sister
That
did
is an investment.
I did that, yeah. I got him on there, and we've talked about it before. But they've stayed independent because I try to tell as many founders as I can, including my own family, stay independent as long as you can, so you can have more control. You can sell pieces of your company for more, rather than when you first started. You're at the mercy of the investor.
Right.
So they've built up something they can ask for anything right now.
Yeah. Because if you try to get that investment too early, you're giving up a lot for very little money.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
We're proud of you, bro.
I appreciate it.
And tell
Thank
people your handle so they can find
at
you.
Real Life Rook, and Real Life 3 Stars.
With a Z.
With a Y and a Z.
Yeah.
Real Life.
So many people asking about you.
How's it going?
Everything is great. So many people when they saw us on the flyer together.
Oh yeah.
I was getting calls. People wanting to meet you. I was in DC before I got here, and then one lady was like, "Man, y'all about to do a panel together?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know her." So I had to throw my little cool card out.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
I can kidnap you easy.
That's very sweet. IQ is intellectual quotient, and EQ is emotional quotient. And EQ is probably more important than IQ on any given day. And so the more you can build that, the better. I met a guy here at the All-Star game who was working. He was an usher, and he didn't know where anything was when I asked him for directions. And when his boss came over and told him, "We told you where this was, and you have a map in your back pocket," he said, "Oh man, that was 4 days ago that I learned that." He literally said that to me. And I joked with him, but really, I mean, he's grown. He was grown. I'm not gonna say how old he was because it'll call him out. But I thought, that means that he doesn't really respect this job. And that's okay, that's all right. But I feel like he's not gonna get very far with that type of mentality of, hey man, I'm just here to collect that check, make that money, and then go on to the next thing. There's an initiative behind someone who is working at a job that pays them $10 an hour, $8 an hour, $20 an hour, and yet you respect it and you're like, I'm gonna learn from this every day. Because I've been an usher, and I've been in his shoes, and what I would have been doing at the NBA All-Star Weekend, I would have been my best. So that anybody who came up to me thought, oh my gosh, that person was so good. So they talked about me maybe to my boss, or they just remembered me. If the next time they see me, they remember my face. Something about that. If I talk to 100 people this weekend and I help 100 people this weekend as an usher, one person may lead to my next job. It's happened to me so many times, and it's happened to people I know. So it's not about just being. It's not about just existing. It's about thriving. Hello. How are you?
I'm Peter.
Arlan.
Arlan.
Nice to
Good
see
meet
you.
Yeah, appreciate you being here.
Great, thank you.
So we're doing a segment with Eskenazi Health in this segment. We'll take a break, and then you'll be in the very next segment.
Okay.
So I'll come get you here in about 5 minutes, and we'll take you to the studio and get you mic'd up.
That is not your bad, Angel. That is Elon Musk's bad. Feedback of all types are really, really good, important things to pay attention to. I'm going to say this straight up. I sometimes cannot process bad feedback quickly. I get kind of defensive, so I understand that instinct. But all feedback can be helpful to you depending on how you use it. Think of feedback as data. It's data that you're collecting. The same way you would survey somebody ahead of time to ask them what they want, getting the feedback after they've used your product or service is so impactful to your company, and it's useful. That's the biggest thing. You can take that feedback and immediately iterate on it. So if you get bad feedback, take a moment, take a beat and say, oh, that's hurtful, or that's offensive or whatever, and decide, is this a piece of feedback that I want to delve into? Now you can decide, hey, I'm gonna just put this and throw it away. It's not part of what I want to pay attention to. But you can say, have I heard this more than once? Is this something that is a recurring theme? And collect that data. And then what you can do is write a list of the feedback you're getting. And do this in real time if you can. Do this the same day you get it. Is there a way you can iterate on it? Now, with something that's like a digital product or something that is a piece of software, you can switch that up in the same day, within hours. So I do this all the time with my courses. It's an easy example. If I put a course out there, of course I've surveyed people to see if they really wanted that course to begin with, because we talked about that. Then, if I start to get feedback, whether it's just direct to me or it's in the comments, I'll read the comments and I may add something. Oh, someone's not getting what they need from this. Someone's not understanding me clearly. That's my bad. I need to correct that. I'll take that information, I'll synthesize it, and I'll act on it. That's a really useful way for you to use negative feedback to your benefit.
Can you tell us your name?
My name is Arlan Sims.
What do other people call you, or what have you been known for recently?
Recently, a lot of people call me Arlan's mama. And it was, of course, my first time ever going to Ireland. And one thing about the food there, it's not like the best, whatever. Yeah, it's just, it's kind of whatever. But we found this one little steakhouse that was just really, really, really good. And then we found out it was close to a hotel that we were staying at. And we found that you could go in a back road and go through like a alleyway and just circle around and get there. And the other thing about Ireland is that, there's no tipping or whatever. And the service is just fantastic, right? So we love this place, and so we started going like on a regular basis. So we were going, it was about 6 o'clock at night. It was still light and everything. We were walking in this back alley and everything. And, it's a foreign country, whatever. And then I hear, Arlan! Arlan! And I look up and there's this crowd hollering for Arlan. So I was like, Arlan. Yeah, so that's when I knew she was a big deal.
Thank you for sharing that.
I've interviewed hundreds of millionaires and billionaires. I've worked with hundreds of them, and then I've become one. There's so much information that I have picked up along the way. And what I realized mostly was, wait a second. First of all, anybody, almost anybody, I'll say almost anybody can be a millionaire. It's not for some special group of people. The second thing is the skills needed to become a millionaire can be taught and handed out freely. When I learned those two things, I said, we have to get this information out to more and more people. It can't be this thing that we just look at and aspire to. To be honest with you, and this may break your heart, but you have more of a chance of becoming a millionaire than becoming an NBA star. So if the NBA, and there's some in the room, but if the NBA stars, if that dream is not with you right this moment, you have the backup plan of just being a millionaire. And it's quite attainable.
So I'm curious, why now? Why at this stage of your life have you become an entrepreneur?
I was always growing up told if you have bad eyesight like I have, you need to wear the smallest glasses, as thin as you can get them. And what you're trying to do is conceal yourself. You don't want people to know you wear glasses, you're a bookworm, you're this, you're whatever. And also having listened to a lot of Arlan's talks about being yourself and showing yourself off or whatever, then I've come to realize that when I do wear large glasses, people are like, oh, I love your glasses, oh, you know, and that brings them to you. So they're part of you, necessarily part of me, because I need them to see, right? So I started wearing them, and I kept complaining, mostly to Arlan, that these aren't exactly right, and that these should be this, and these should be that. And she's finally said, well, why don't you do your own glasses?